Running from the stars, you won't make it far. Rolling gas in a cigar, everything I'm dropping hard. Running from the stars, you won't make it far. Rolling gas in a cigar, everything I'm dropping hard.
Yeah. Smoking dope, get my mind right. Wavy in the limelight, nose bleeding, eyes white. Diamonds in my highlights, wasting all your weed in the wood and your eyes white. Fucking stays out if I die right. Rockin' Pine Club, gotta check my presentation. I'm supplying medication, hate to see my buyers waiting. Couldn't bond out at the station, had to reevaluate shit. Some things are to explain, but I'm here, congratulations. Good smoke from Portland, I'm a trailblaze. All smiley faces and pinky locks when the mail came. Send me booty pics if I go back to the jail cage. Need another clock, what I'm weighing, make my scale break.
Running from the stars, you won't make it far. Rolling gas in a cigar, everything I'm dropping hard. Running from the stars, you won't make it far. Rolling gas in a cigar, everything I'm dropping hard.
Somebody tell a waitress I'm ordering lobster. She was begging me to pop her, so I popped her. Wade Guard official, you can tell by his posture. I just signed new shooters to my rosters. I be feeling like I'm famous already. How they heard about brand new information y'all telling? Dead broke to any damn thing y'all selling. Got new hundreds on me right now, you can smell it. Found a new plug and bought a rollie. Bodies acting like they owe me. Guacamole and anchovies. Real nigga in your face. Fake shit, I don't condone it. Man, these bodies be baloney. On my person is some doty. Everything I'm dropping hard. Best dope up in the city. She like wavy, come and get me. Send a kite if you miss me. Treat the third like the first. Got a meeting by some Benji. I ain't turning down nothing if it's in my best interest.
Running from the stars, you won't make it far. Rolling gas in a cigar, everything I'm dropping hard. Running from the stars, you won't make it far. Rolling gas in a cigar, everything I'm dropping hard.
You niggas wanna play crazy. You niggas wanna act like Indian. You niggas wanna act like Christian. You niggas wanna act like Catholic. You niggas wanna act like Muslim. God damn. I just seen the biggest motherfucking raccoon in America.
Goddamn. But yeah, you niggas want to be everything, man, but what you niggas set out to be. So they called me here to get you niggas straight. My job is get all you niggas take DNA tests. I'm tired of hearing our history was erased. I'm tired of hearing we don't know where we come from. I'm tired of hearing the goofy shit. Take a DNA test, you'll know exactly where you come from. You'll know the exact area, the region, and then you could do more research on migration patterns um, of that region or the people how they got to that region. The migration pattern. You have to do the migration pattern. You have to take a DNA test. You are not an Israelite. You are not a Jew. You are a king. You are a pharaoh. You are a snotbox. So the job So let me get that link up out of here. Let me shoot that link out. Let me light my see-through blunt. I got a lot of stuff to do, man. I gotta call my boy Jahadi back. But yeah, a lot of topics to discuss, a lot of shit to discuss. Twin Turban Podcast. Me and Cam is gonna be doing Twin Turban Podcast this week on here. I just gotta find out exactly what day we gonna be doing it. But football is back. We're gonna be doing a sports show, Twin Turban Podcast, on here one day out the week. Go through all the games, go through all the wins. Y'all know my boy Cam, a Cowboys fan. I'm an Eagles fan. So the football is gonna get covered on this channel. Twin Turban Podcast will be live on this channel. Uncle Sid, what's goody?
What it do, super wavy. Powerful introduction. I was listening. It's Monday. It's one of these inspirational and philosophical bills. You know I'm down with that. And you're right. There's no excuse in 2024 to not know who we are, not know our history, and not understand what role we play in the world today. And and as for people in the Western Hemisphere, and I'm not going to exclude myself from this conversation because we have to realize that where we are, we built where we are. None of us came over on the goddamn Mayflower. Black Americans are at the root and the foundation of the civilization we have here in the West, right? Despite all the hardships, despite all the problems and the slavery and discrimination and racism, we are part and parcel of this fabric. We are a new people, right? With the biggest forced migration, but a migration nonetheless, right? And so it is imperative that we study history. However, we need to leave it where it is. Studying it, observing it is just like we sit and watch some ants. We don't have any emotions attached to it. We just watch and then we observe and we learn and we understand. But it doesn't warrant us keeping narratives that no longer apply. Yeah, when you're in the land of the enemy. We're not in the land of the enemy. This is our land. We like that frame of reference puts you at a disadvantage in your mindset. None of us have anywhere else to go. Hebrews, you're not from the Levant, you're not from Northeast Africa, so you ain't going back there. That's not happening. You're claiming an identity in a culture based on a doctrine that was written to identify people from the Levant. We are not of the Levant. We are West and Central Africans. That's who we are. We that's our origins. Who we are new people in the Western Hemisphere. You in the Americas, me in the Caribbean. We are who we are, and there's no denying that. And if we start to embrace that and start to put things in perspective and claim our rightful place in this new land, and after 500 years, it's not new anymore. This is all we know. So there is no place for us to go. We are not aliens. We are not in the land of the oppressor. None of that is applicable. Those are all mind shackles to keep you holding on to a doctrine that is no longer applicable. You can't even learn to feed a damn goat from the book. Then the other night I was on here, I had a brother trying to explain me how Muhammad actually split the damn moon. Come on, folks. Come on, come on. It's 2024. We got to do better than this. I'm looking to the next generation. I'm 51. So I'm almost in the realm of the elders now. I'm starting to look to the youth to tell me, yo, old man, that shit is wrong. Man, that science you got is outdated. Look. We found this fossil. We found that fossil. That's what I'm supposed to be hearing. Not engaging in rhetoric that is outdated, misplaced, and has nothing to do with our modern age. Even if these were our ancestors, they're 2,000 plus years removed, yo. We are gods to these people. The technological advancement that we have, the things that we know, we would be gods to these people. So we need to stop. We need to get with the times, get with the program, start to really study history from a scholastic perspective, put that book down. Read it. It's literature. But that's all it is, literature. And if you read it and evaluate it as literature, you would actually see some poor plots in that book, make you go, that's not cutting it though. It's counterproductive. It creates and promotes irrationality. When you encounter real life problems, you get stuck because you have not trained your mind to engage in critical analysis of your situation. That tendency when things get difficult because the brain doesn't like to think. The brain, to think, requires energy. And just like any muscle in your body, if you do not exercise it, it will deteriorate. It will not have the conditioning and the strength necessary to do the work it requires. Just like a boxer goes running, you are required to engage in critical thinking, to expand your vocabulary, or expand your basis of knowledge. Therefore, you cannot contain yourself but to one book. It doesn't allow for expansion of your mind. It doesn't allow you to exercise your brain. And that is the ultimate reason we cannot find our way out of problems. Our inability to reason rationally and logically. You can see it even in these discussions, the level of emotion that is triggered when the conversation gets too difficult, the ad homs, the disingenuousness, the lies start. Why? Because your brain is not trained in thinking. So you go to the hostile escape. See these things, observe it. It triggers this emotional response once you're at your limit of thinking. You get belligerent, get angry, the ad hom start, the screaming start, and the conversation deteriorates to where no one can understand each other no more. We don't even know what we're talking about. The ability to reason has left you at that point. So I'm gonna keep my foot on y'all next, forcing y'all to step up to the plate, to engage in rational thinking. Put the book down. Belief is always required in the absence of knowledge. You only believe things you do not know. And if you do not know, that means your empirical basis for gathering information is flawed. Alama playing there.
Man, I ain't even gonna lie, Uncle said. You heard the hold on, let me make sure I'm good. So yeah, the it be sometimes I had to realize it while you was talking. We don't get this a lot. We don't get and I know you be busy, you know what I'm saying? I know pseudo killers, the the channels I mean the shows be in one direction. So it's not really much room for a ceremony or a 5 minute dissertation. It ain't really a lot of room. But I just want to say this: listening to you, um, it made me put my headset on. I didn't want to do this. It made me hook up my sound card. I thought I was gonna go to show without that, but Uncle said I just want to let you know, like listening to um you articulate your thoughts and you articulate what you see going on with whether it's religion or whether it's the world. It needs to be heard. Like I told you this before, you know what I'm saying? Like when I hear your and remind y'all, your uncle says not in the United States. You know what I'm saying? People that's tuned in on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Uncle said it's not from the United States, but you can call him uncle. You know what I'm saying? Because if you just listen to his logic, if you just listen to the words that is coming out of his mouth, you know what I'm saying? It's what everybody needs to be sat down and told. You know what I'm saying? Eventually, now with the uncle said, I'm gonna just let you know. Um, this gonna be the show where I'm gonna be sitting. Maybe I could throw some shit out there and get you to speak on it, but just from listening to you, it brought me back to realize Uncle said ain't did this shit in so long. Like usually we banging, usually we either banging, or we covering a topic and it's getting out there. But as far as you know, what I'm saying like brain food, mind food, you know what I'm saying, like that ain't what we haven't did that in it, and I can't even tell you how long it's been. What it's been, 3 months, 6 months since we just got up on here. It wasn't no pseudos on here. We was just letting you know what I'm saying, like run it. How long that's
It's been a minute, but I was enjoying you watching you work. I gotta say that because I'll be watching the shows. I sit back and I watch you go in, whether I'm on Facebook or on YouTube, and I appreciate what you're doing. These battles are necessary because it is a testament to our nature as well. We're all men, and we're dealing with young brothers in their late 20s, early 30s. That is in the virility of their existence. You know what I mean? I'm 51 now, so I've stopped martial arts, but I was fighting until I was about 35, almost 40, right? And then working with my boys and constantly engaging in that combat. It is an aspect of us. So we grow through combat, right? Whether it is learning the physical art or whatever we do, whether it's break dancing, whether it's hip hop, we engage in combat. We learn through combat. So I engage. I like the debates and I like the battles. But just like when you're in the gym, right? When you get hit with a shot, you got hit with a shot. You either now develop a good defense for the shot, or you understand that you need to incorporate that particular shot. What I'm trying to say is when you're engaging in battle and in sparring to learn, you got to be able to acknowledge in that moment when you've learned. Now, it might not be directly in that battle, right? But the next time we engage, you can't come back with the same arguments. You need to show me some growth. And that's the difference between arguing for arguing's sake or argue to grow. In the Pseudo Killas Discord, we argue all the time. But there's a art to arguing. So I'll bring a point and it will either be confirmed and attacked, substantiated, corroborated. When it gets attacked, now you need to counter that argument. If you cannot counter that argument, it is imperative that you acknowledge that argument, acknowledge where your argument was wrong, and illustrate that you have now learned and grown from that experience. That is what makes those who engage in science seem arrogant or seem to be always right. Our ability to acknowledge when we're wrong, adopt that new information, put it in our arsenal, and now use that aspect. We grow. You change your position once the information that you thought you have has been proven false. We do not take any position as an identity. Information does not belong to anyone, and it doesn't identify anyone. It's just information. The problem comes when you identify yourself with any particular position or information that you have. And that's why you see the contention in the whole Egyptian debate. I keep telling everyone when I came into the discussion, first of all, I was completely taken by the propaganda, right? So when I thought of Egypt, the Arab Republic of Egypt, it was placed in the Middle East in my head. Coming into the community, and even before that a little bit, I realized, wait a minute, it's in Africa? Okay. Never paid it much mind. Coming into the community, having the discussion, the Egyptians were black. I had no problem accepting that, right? Why? I know East Africans. I know Northeast Africans. They have Eritreans, I know Somalians, I know guys from Madagascar. They are generally black, but they have distinct phenotypes. They have different facial features. They just look different. You can identify a Somalian. Oh, you're Somalian. You're Eritrean. You can identify them. They are Africans, so they're black in a colloquial sense. Never having the idea that these people, or using the word black, would put me into that equation. They are not black like me, because I understand that when we say black, okay, that's a general term, but he's a Somali, that's a Nigerian, that's a Eritrean, he's from Madagascar, right? He's from Chad. I can distinguish people. Oh, he's a South Sudanese. That's a North Sudanese. So me saying black had no confusion, because I can identify different different people, right? People groups, never putting them in all one category. So when you enter into the debate and you understand the racialization, okay. So to facilitate this whole discussion, that terminology cannot be used in a scientific discussion. So it was easy to let go of the terminology, and go and observe the actual cultures. Because letting go of just black and now having to go and really identify the people, it became a whole much more nuanced discussion. Now we understand migrations. Now we understand the ebb and flow that happens in the North Africa. I understand the desertification of the Sahara. It went from green to dry to desert. I understand the migration patterns of people moving in and out, the different people in groups. That the whole study became now part of my lexicon, because I was willing to say, okay, shit, I was wrong, and now engage in the discussion honestly. That's how you grow. But if you maintain a position that is unsubstantiated, uncorroborated, and we can actually find arguments to undermine that position, to prove it wrong, then there is no way that you can be holding on to this position and keep creating or bringing the same arguments over and over. Now you're stagnating. Now you don't have ability to grow. Now you're just a punching bag.
Overstood. I think the overall gist, the overall gist of the conversation is like this to me. If anybody's claiming, if anybody in America is claiming that they're Egyptian, or that they're close relatives with the ancient Egyptians, if anybody's claiming that, they're not being scientific. If anybody's, they lying, flat out lying. So,
Lie.
and another thing is, you know what I'm saying? I'm totally cool with anybody appreciating Egypt culture or chemist culture in America in 2024, because it's a part of Africa. I'm totally
Right.
cool with that. You know what I'm saying? I even jump in your motherfucking boat. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have no problem with that. So to me, when I get Gullah, when Gullah be coming on the platform, and Gullah last night on Community is Skeptics, like, um I be with Gullah, it be like I be in a point between, it be more so, this is Gullah's whole understanding, or fighting point, is this shit is nuanced. This shit is not cut and dry, black and white, yes and no. This shit is nuanced. So me hearing Gullah, for over a year, you know what I'm saying? Not not placing not placing the stone down. Like, Gullah would tell you everything about everything to show you that it's not a complete answer. It ain't no, you not just gonna get what you, if you try to make this shit concrete, you pseudo. So
Yep.
so that's the whole thing with me catching up on Gullah. Like, I don't, it's like he argued the nuances so much to where it's like you gotta acknowledge the nuance. You gotta,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
like
Yeah. Yeah.
saying that they uh um
So yeah.
somebody,
Once you once you grasp certain basic principles, right? Like there is no singular people group, right? The- we can identify particular aspects of a culture, for example, language, which makes it distinct. But if you look even at language, language isn't a barrier for people mixing, right? And if you look at the Neolithic period, in, in these times, right, 5,000 BCE, in these times, people were not settled like we are. People followed the animals. When the animals moved, they moved. People groups came into contact, they intermingled, and then they went away. So there was always there is never, for example, there is never a start or finish point.
Gotcha.
It is always liquid. It is always moving. It is always fluid. People are not stagnant, right? And when we talk about back migration, right? We need to put ourselves in this frame of reference. The group, when we are looking at evidence today, we're not looking at two groups of people. We're looking at the result of their offspring. So I'm here and I never left. A group of people come in, I find a cute girl. From that group, I marry her. We have children. We have daughters and sons. And this is what happens between the two groups. Females from my group marry men from their group, but they came in, nobody left. I'm dead. My wife's dead. Our generation is gone. The offspring that are there now, those offspring never went anywhere else. They never came from anywhere else. They're indigenous. They are indigenous. Now we're looking at a region that covers 3 continents. We have migrating people going out. There's their evolutionary track outside of Africa. They come back in. When that group migrates in, there is admixture. For example, they say 80 there's 80% admixture in Egypt and 20% indigenous or without the admixture. That 100% of those people are indigenous. It only says that 80% of that population has admixture. The 20% didn't mix. Those are, for example, the cops. They didn't mix with anybody else. But the people that were there, they mixed with the people that came in. The offspring that were born on this land never were born anywhere else. They never went anywhere else. They have always been in that spot. So that is an aspect of the conversation when we're talking about migration. I'm like, we need to slow the conversation down. I don't think people really get what we're talking about. When I moved in this place, you're not talking about me 5,000 years later. You're talking about the offspring that I had. That offspring is an admixture with people that were here already. The offspring don't know anything else. That offspring that I made in this new place is indigenous to this place. We came in, and I came in speaking French. And in this society, people speak English. So now you're looking for the traces of French in this society because I came in, and you find none. Why? Because I adopted, assimilated to the culture that was there. So now, not finding any trace of my language, you cannot say that I didn't migrate to this place either. I keep telling everyone, we speak English. Our DNA is African. Are you going to look to linguistics to determine that we came from England? Or you're going to look at how these Africans were either forced or assimilated into an environment where they started to speak English and no longer speak their native languages. You see the nuances in the conversation. These are the nuances. And this is what Gullah and Ngozi try to explain. For example, I know that there is E1, B1 in North Africans, but that layer of E1, B1 is not the same E1, B1 that we have. Because those people come out of the Sahara, right? And there's a discontinuity because of the desertification. Our people moved to West and Central, which followed their own evolutionary track. So when you look at our genetic component, it's not the same. So there are layers to the cake. There's levels to the discussion. And when people either, when you're trying to understand it, you'll slow down and understand what migration means, what admixture actually mean, what does indigenous actually mean, what does it entail, how does culture and these aspects play a role in what we determine as indigenous versus they're invaders because they don't look African. Huh? Again, if China invades Taiwan tomorrow, are you going to talk about a shift in population? The people come from the same region. Culturally, they might be different, but phenotypically, they look alike. When the Arab came over, he didn't look much different. Culturally, he was fundamentally different. Phenotypically, he falls within that whole North African phenotype. So yes, they were invaded, several invasions that added admixture, but not to the degree that it bred out the native population. They took over the ruling class. That's what you do when you take over a country. You think that if anybody invades America, they're coming to any hick town, they're going to DC, because that's where the power is. That's where you take over. That's the powerhouse. That's where you would see the actual invading force, in the center of command, not in the outskirts. Like, would all Americans pick up their bags and start to migrate out of America if Washington got taken over? No. No, just won't happen. And the country might be under different political rule, but that doesn't mean the population would be supplanted. You're going to bring 100 million, 500 million Chinese here and run all the Americans off the America, 500 million Americans out. That's not going to happen. That's not how it happened. You need the population there to maintain the economy, which you ultimately wanted to take over. So if it's a farming economy, you're not going to run all the farmers out of there, because that's the breadbasket. They ain't going nowhere. You need those resources, right? So this is what makes the discussion worth having. It's nuance, it's interesting, it's history, it's humans, how we move and function. But once we remove that emotional attachment we in the West have to this place as if it is part and parcel of us. For example, we have Camiverse. This dude is beyond Pseudo. The level of comprehension he has of the material and the way he flim flams and cherry picks and uses false narratives, then you're scamming. You're scamming the people. You're playing on their emotions and you're scamming the people. It's not new. The first time Brother Reggie had him on, I called him out. The first time, I like, nah, mm-mm. So it's just about being honest in scholarship. It's just about wanting to know and have as much right and correct information versus information to make me feel good, or information that is gonna inflate my ego, that and still doesn't put food on my table or change my reality. It's just feel good stuff. And it's unfair.
Let me
It's
say this.
unfair to our people to do that.
Let me say this, Uncle Sid. Um, I can I can stop at the point where you can just be happy that Egypt was an African civilization. I can stop at that point.
We
You know,
won.
yeah, we won. Game over. Game over. Once you start having Egyptian names in 2024 in America, once you start, you know what I'm saying, like trying to take, like we, it's kind of like this. We got West Africa, we got Central Africa, and we got a lot of history here in America. You know what I'm saying? Over 600 years of it.
Facts.
I'm looking at the whole understanding like you are cherry picking. You are cherry picking to pick one civilization over the other. When you take a DNA test and say you come from West and Central Africa, you will be cherry picking Africa to pick North Africa or to pick Egypt. You would
Facts.
just simply be cherry picking. To change your name to Ra Kefu as a Black American in 2024, you are delusional. That's just simple. That ain't that's just simple. Um, keep your goddamn slave name. You know what I'm saying? Your family worked hard for that goddamn last name. We ain't
Yeah.
changed our goddamn name to to Ross Chestnut. We not doing none of that. You know what I'm saying? We don't get me wrong. The Egyptians was great, but they didn't live long lives. They didn't have. I got an iPhone. I got an iPhone. You know what I'm saying? They didn't have one of these. They didn't have one of these. It's
No,
more.
they definitely did.
Go ahead. Go ahead. What you about saying? Said
I said no, they definitely didn't. I keep asking them, where's the electricity? If they ain't got electricity, I'm not talking to you. I
did,
simply ain't.
did they have these? Did the Israelites or the Egyptians have hot fries? I don't think so. I don't think so. So it's like we more so got to get back and get in tune with the times of today. Did they have honey buns?
We call that romanticizing, overinflating. Mind you, I keep saying this. In the Netherlands, for example, you can go to the highest level of high school in Greek or in Latin, right? Because they give homage to those two civilizations, those two cultures. They highly respect them in Europe, right? You can study in Latin and you can study in Greek. In medicine, for example, all the terminologies of physical parts are still in Latin, latissimus dorsi, back muscles, and bicep, tricep. Those are all Latin terms, right? However, I've never seen anyone walk around with a toga, not even in Greece. I've never seen anyone with, with a wreath on their head pretending to be Caesar, right? There are no shrines um, 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 to the ancient ways and these type of things. It is a culture respected and studied, and people embrace their actual existence, right? So I have no problem, absolutely none. As a matter of fact, I am middle of the streets, studying Egypt and studying the different cultures and how civilizations began and developed and their intermingling and the genetic drifts and the different cultures. Gullah is a king with all the cultures. He knows the cultures by name. I'm now starting to learn the genetics, and pretty soon I'm gonna start. I'm shooting out terms like Basal Eurasian, like Gullah does. But so I'm guilty as charged. However, you see my name, right, Cedric? I am who I am. I'm not assuming any ulterior identity. I'm not becoming, pretending to be an Egyptian. I'm going to no shrines and all of this unnecessary stuff that is beyond the hobby. People are assuming these identities and calling themselves by these names and full out becoming racist and disrespectful, that you're going to watch an Egyptian because he doesn't fit what an African American thinks an Egyptian should look like, call them invaders or say they're not from there or they're not indigenous. How? If you understand what indigenous mean, how are you going to look at a man that can tell you 10 generations, 15 generations back that his people are from this particular spot, that he's not indigenous because his phenotype isn't what you think an African should look like? Is there any particular way to be an African?
Mm.
No. You got the largest genetic diversity on the continent versus outside of the continent. Is there any one way to be an African? Are the Khoisan not African? They're short, they're light skinned, they got Chinese looking eyes. Are they not Africans?
If we
What
just
what
leave it, if we just
yeah,
leave it at if we just leave it at Egypt was an African civilization, we don't have to go any further. Then we can start looking at civilizations and what we need to be looking at, like Western Central Africa, and
perhaps.
where else, you know what I'm saying? Because really, it's a hobby, you know what I'm saying? When when you try to pers- make it a personification of yourself or anything like that, that's when you get pseudo. I was watching Let me say that I was watching Side last night. I didn't catch the debate, but I caught the end of it. And I just gotta say, Judge Joe Brown is one of the most informed old old heads, black Americans that you will find anywhere. Judge Joe Brown is one of the most informed black Americans you will find anywhere. And when I seen shout out Sarnetta for getting Judge Joe Brown on the damn show. When I seen him going up against Jabari, you know what I'm saying? It was like um Judge Joe Brown was given um Jabari like he was giving him like it's the difference between an opinion and an expert opinion. It's the difference between a source that you can Google and a damn source that's on
That is the source. That is the
say it,
source.
say it again. I said
Reading a source versus someone that is the source.
right, right. So
Now, what I saw was uh, a history professor getting a history lesson.
Right, right. And it's crazy when you can look up, you can literally look up something to want to gather your opinion, and then you got a goddamn expert. I ain't gonna keep using that word, but somebody giving their expert opinion in that field that they're
Yeah.
in, and you falling up short with what you looking up on Google. Like I never seen that in my life. I never seen that in my life. I just gotta say I never seen that in my life.
Judge Joe Brown is not somebody you debate, right? Judge Joe Brown is somebody you interview and ask him what's going on here. Lay it down. And after he lays it down, you now go and substantiate everything that he says. After you substantiate it, now you come to your position because now your position is based on having been accurately and holistically informed. You it's yes, Sarnetta, it's entertainment. Again, we spar, we fight, but even so, I never sparred with my trainers. I was taught by them. They would instruct you, they would show you moves, but you spar with your equals.
No cap, no cap. Understand? I'm watching it, and it kind of made me. I gotta be flat out honest because I just said 20 minutes ago. If you a Black American in 2024 and your name is Ross Esmu, or if your name is Rod Kefu, Rod Kufaru, or something like that in 2024, and you a Black American, you are delusional. So I'm sitting back and I'm watching, and it just showed me, Uncle said, like Jabari is so caught up in ancient history that what's going on right now is slapping him in the face. This shit is flying. He like this. Even me and you had this conversation about Kamala Harris. About Kamala Harris could be black. Jabari 100% like no, she black, and he even justified it by saying Indians Indians had a slave trade where a whole bunch of Africans came into India.
Huh?
And I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, so
Huh?
what to do with India? The population. I'm think Uncle said it was that was Renoko Rashidi at his finest. That was Renoko Rashidi at his finest.
What did
Look,
Jabari say?
looking at the old mix and saying those black. He pulled the Renoko Rashidi last night. He said that so Mighty Hebrew was saying we can go back and look on her father's side. They called Jamaicans black even when they wasn't black. It was a cultural thing. But her father, you go back to his side, you got to go to the third granddad, and he's like 25% black. So it trickled down. The damn daddy wasn't black, but to, I don't know, Jabari. He fit it in there, but he threw it out there. Uncle said he said that when you go back and look at the Indians. Look at India. They had a slave trade, so it could be looked into. Like to say that the Indians was African or something. Like I was watching it. I was like, no, no. Like people have their lanes. Like when we even on debates and conversations, Jalen will tell you no one bigger. He got a strong point. You know what I'm saying? I try to be well rounded, but on certain shit I have strong points. You know what I'm saying? Like basis of evolution, religion, banging on religion will be my strong point. But basis of evolution, I can talk about it enough to debate it. But when I heard Jabari say the Indians had African slaves, and that should be looked into. Like the Indians could be African. That kind of just made me not look at Jabari in a new light, but just be like, yeah, bro, like you can't. Science DNA is not your field. Your field is ancient chemic. You know what I'm saying? Teaching us about the Book of the Dead, 42 Laws of Mayat, and comparing that to the Bible, which is 2,000 years later, or these fake Israelite
I
stories,
can't.
fake Canaanite stories.
Hey,
That
bro, what's
go
good,
ahead, bro.
what's good with it? I would say, shoot, that ain't even really his field either. He don't got no degree in, in Egyptology. I think he got a degree in like history or something like that, but still, he don't got no Egyptology degree. I won't even say that's. I won't even say that's Jabari's field. You know what I'm saying?
What you talking about? You said,
I'm just
hold on.
saying Jabari.
You said what wasn't his strong point?
I'm saying Egypt. I'm saying Egypt ain't even really his field. He's not an Egyptologist. You
Oh
know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
not Egyptology. He what
Just cause,
Africana studies.
yeah.
Yeah. Nah, to me Jabari's strong point is banging on religion, showing them we got something in Africa, guys, that is 2,000 years older than what you niggas is standing on, and it's historically verified. None of your shit is historically verified. That's Jabari's strong point. Last night he tried to tap into DNA and even the politics. Like that's not his strong point. I feel like Judge O'Brien was slapping the shit, and even Judge O'Brien, what was that? His niece, I believe that was his niece. Man, she was up in there like, "You're a liar. You've been lying all night. You're a liar." And that just made me think about. I remember when Unc and Unc ain't get over this for 2 months. When Unc and Jabari had they went at it on Side Nutter, and the continuity thing. You know what I'm saying? He Unc felt like Jabari took him out of context when really Jabari was just being he with a gotcha moment. You can be disingenuous with a gotcha moment. You know what I'm saying? So Jabari was being disingenuous. That's why Unc took that shit personal. But even with that, when you caught the disingenuousness of it, it's kind of like damn. You know what I'm saying? Like nigga, nigga, we can't do personality worship. We gotta do truth worship. You know what I'm saying? It gotta be the knowledge over anything. That's what it gotta be. You know what I'm saying? That's what I be taking back from last night, Judge Joe Brown beat the shit out of Jabari, man. I just gotta say it. Gullah, did you watch
Judge Joe Brown.
it? I never had Judge Joe Brown going up against Jabari, bro.
I don't
Man,
really, I ain't really in tune with Sarnetta like that. I gotta check it out. I only get on there if there's something, a event or something. But other than that, you know what I'm saying? It's really a waste of time for me. I'll be studying. I'll be looking at real documentaries and shit. But I'll check it out though. You know what I'm saying? To see that beat down.
yeah, the shit is entertainment. You know what I'm saying? Debates is entertainment. But I learned a lot from debate. Shit, I learned a lot from Steiner. So I never say that shit a waste of time. That shit really woke a nigga up type shit to a whole bunch of different shit. But I understand what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? Looking at it from a scientific point of view, or shit, maybe a goddamn real historical point of view. You gotta dumb yourself down to if you already in the know, you gotta dumb yourself down to pay attention to it. But if you just waking up, which a lot of our people is, you know what I'm saying? Like that shit is gold over there. I ain't even gonna cap.
A lot of them waking up too much. They need to go back to the basics and go back to basic school. Like a lot of the stuff that'll really wake them up is basic elementary grade school information that they lack.
Man, our people is not going back to school, Gullah. No matter how much we wanted to, our people is not going back to school. You know what I'm saying? That's just not gonna happen. It's just we gotta try to fight the motherfuckers that's putting a God over common sense. You know what I'm saying? And when you got God, you ain't gotta go back to school. When you got God, you don't need science. You don't need archaeological or history. You don't need Africa. When you got God, nigga, it's a band-aid for all the real shit. You feel me? It's a band-aid. Our people ain't going to school, Gullah. You know what I mean?
I think it is fear of the unknown. Um, and it's again we exist in certain microcosms on these platforms because we see a lot of people that are exhibiting extremist belief, whereas in general that it is not that widespread. But the, it is fear driven. Everything you hear, right? It is fear based and it is promoting fear. I heard the brother the last time that I was listening. Yeah, we're in the land of the oppressors, and the enemy, and the brother kept asking, but who is your enemy? Who is your enemy? He could not identify a particular enemy, which is illustrative of this unknown boogeyman that is coming to get you, black folks. So you gotta be careful and don't study the white man science, because that's gonna lead you astray. Stay right here. Stay right here. Don't go outside. Don't look up. Don't look up. Just don't look up. Just don't look up. Stay inside. Outside is dangerous. You read that book. You read other books. You might get lost. Stay right here, son. Stay right here. And it's all fair. I hear it every time. The idea of engaging in something that is going to challenge what I believe is going to lead me astray. Your morality is going to die. And you hear all these arguments are fear based and fear driven. Keep people in ignorance and keep them of fear of the unknown. And what's the sad part is it's not unknown. It's common knowledge at this point.
Hey, Gullah, you did your thing last night on Community of Skeptics. You did your goddamn
Yeah, boy. Yeah, that show was fire.
that show was fire. Fact. What was I about to say about the? Let me just say this last thing about Judge Joe Brown real quick. Um, last night, if you just go back, watch the side of the show, Judge Joe Brown versus Jabari. Just go back and watch that show. Jabari is arguing for Kamala Harris. Judge Joe Brown is he riding with Trump, but he more so banging on Kamala, trying to show our people that this heifer ain't black. And he calling her a hoe. He called her a hoe at least like 4 times. And Jabari was like, why are you disrespecting this sister? This is not a sister. This the goddamn red dot. You gotta be honest. This the goddamn man.
Nah, she is a sister, bro. You can't
Bro,
say that. Like, it's just 'cause she had her dad, bro, her daddy. You know where her mama met her daddy at?
that's why you gotta go watch that. That's fake news, girl. That's why you gotta go watch the show last night. That's fake news. They didn't meet at no
What's fake?
black. They didn't meet at no black rally.
They did meet there, bro. She was a student there,
A
and he
black
was a
rally.
speaker.
A black rally where?
It's called the Afro what's it called? The Afro American Association organization
All right,
in Berkeley, California. That's real, bro.
let me look it up. You said the Afro.
That's what I'm saying. Like, Sarnetta, I don't know what people be pseudos on there, bro. Like,
Her daddy ain't black, so you can
her
fault
daddy is black. Her daddy from St. Andrews, bro. That's Marcus Garvey hometown. His part Paris. He is black. He's Jamaican.
bro. Just because you call black in Jamaica don't make you Jamaican. Go look at the nigga daddy. Go look at her daddy.
That don't mean, bro. You doing look shit now. You talking about light skinned dudes, bro. That dude is black, bro.
We talking about white people with straight hair. That's what we talking about.
Nah, that's a black dude.
Daddy,
That's a mixed dude, bro.
he ain't black. I don't even.
Then Bob Marley ain't black then. If that's the case,
It
look at
depends on
Bob Marley daddy. Look at Bob Marley daddy.
what's Bob Marley mama. Who is Bob Marley mama? What was she?
Look up the boys.
Yeah.
Look up the boys. John Jackson, Look up these
Yeah,
individuals.
that's if you go off that logic, shit, motherfucker, Thurgood Marshall ain't black.
We will have this how I look at what black is if you got majority African descent.
He do got the majority. It's from you talking about one dude in his family, and he from Jamaica. The white people in Jamaica got African ancestry, bro.
Fine,
Even
hold up.
Michael Manley is a mulatto.
Stop crying. Mute your mic. I wasn't done. This is what I'm saying. If you got majority African DNA in your blood, you is African. That's how I look at being African. To me, it's not nuanced. Kamala Harris don't got no goddamn 50-some, 60-some percent African in her. Her daddy
How you
don't
know
even.
how you know that though?
Her daddy don't even got that.
How you know that? You seen her DNA results?
Have you looked at her daddy parents?
It don't matter what they look like.
Bro, we talking about white people. We're not talking about black people, Gullah. That's
Nah,
what
her
you.
dad's black, bro. He spoke,
Bro,
bro. Why would he be
black,
speaking at the African American Association
what's black?
rally in Berkeley, California, bro?
Black to you? Dark skin? What's black to you? What is black?
Person of African descent. He's an Afro Jamaican.
All right, then. That's the case. Then yeah, you got that. That ain't what I'm talking about. I'm talking about if your ass 50% or better. Other than that, your ass, you not
Nah, I
black.
don't. No, he is black. It don't really work like that, bro.
If a
Ain't
nigga
nobody no,
got
ain't no
10%,
50 Cent or better. None of that.
if the daddy got 15%, brother, daddy ain't black, brother. You can
He,
claim
he
him.
ain't he ain't 15%.
What is he?
He,
25?
bro, that dude at least 30. 25 is that's a lot. That's a
That,
lot. 30,
oh, I still don't recognize that as black. That ain't.
nah, bro. And that's pseudo, bro. You that's like
Oh,
you doing the same thing. You doing the same thing white
oh,
people do with one drop rule type shit.
that's what you is doing with this 25% bullshit saying that that's black. That's what you is doing.
Nah, bro. That dude black, bro. That
Hey,
dude
hey,
African descent.
hey, hey, Jalen. If I say a nigga, Jalen and both. If I say a nigga is 25% um African, if a nigga is 25% black or African, that mean that nigga black. Am I doing a one drop rule?
There was Malcolm X mama then. What is she?
Hold up. I just gave you my definition of black. Like if you got 50, 60,
And Malcolm X ain't black then.
if it's majority, let's pull up Malcolm X and Bob Marley DNA test. Let's just do that.
They don't
Either
got no DNA test. What are you talking about?
we gotta find something, goddamn. We gotta go in their lineage, Gullah. We can go seeking
Nah, bro,
Bob
you
Marley.
can't base it on that, bro. If you go to New Orleans, you shit, you go talk to call some Creole people, they black as hell. No matter how they look.
All right, so look, your definition of black is you saying somebody having African descent. So if that's the case, Kamala Harris is black. I will give you that. We just got two totally different definitions of what black is. But your definition of black is the two drop rule, the one drop rule. Like you cannot lie about that.
No,
You hot
her daddy black, bro. And then not only that,
daddy, man. Let me
her
daddy. Let me
and
put
not only that, you know what type of person her mama is in India. Her mama ain't no damn Hindu Indian. Her mama speak Tamil. Them Dravidians, bro. And Dravidians are at the fucking bottom in India, like black people is in America.
Judge Joe Brown said that he spoke to Kamala Harris' daddy, and that nigga called himself Indian. I mean, my bad, called himself Jamaican. You know what I'm saying? And when he asked him even more, he said he was a Caucasian.
Who said that?
Judge Joe Brown, but not just that.
Oh,
Let's go to Kamala Harris'
I don't
daddy
even, man,
parents.
he gonna have to prove that. I don't believe no Judge O'Brien, no TV nigga.
Oh nah, he ain't no TV nigga. He got credentials.
Y'all talking about the real Judge O'Brien?
Yeah, real Judge Joe Brown. All right, yeah, we'll have to we're gonna do a whole show about Kamala
And
Harris.
matter of fact, you know what influenced, the association that her daddy spoke at. You know what party that association influenced later on?
Go ahead.
The Black Panther Party, bro. Berkeley, California, Oakland.
Yeah, that still don't make you. When I marched for George Floyd, you know what I'm saying? When he died, we went downtown to go march for George Floyd downtown Houston. Everybody out there was white, bro. The organizers, the Black Lives Matter people
Her
was out
daddy
there.
ain't no. Her daddy ain't no. Her daddy ain't no European, bro. He ain't no
Nah,
European
but
dude.
his
In
parent,
Jamaica,
his
in Jamaica, he would be at the bottom, bro. They would not look at him as no white dude.
I got you. I'm trying to go by the DNA. What the parents is, what his daddy parents is. I
We
get a
don't got
daddy.
no. We don't got no DNA. Where it's at?
Oh, what you mean we don't got no DNA, Gullah? Everybody got DNA, Gullah.
I know that, but you saying like you got the results on the table or something.
Nah,
You
nah,
got to
nah.
show me.
Like ancestry. They got websites. We're gonna do a whole show on it. Let's do it tomorrow. We're gonna do a whole show. We're gonna nip this in the bud. In the bud. Me and Uncle Sid had this talk like 2 weeks ago too. So let's do a whole show on this tomorrow, and we can nip this in the bud. But if I get a daddy 25%, that's giving her what 12, 13, 14. I ain't with it, man. But according to your definition, she
And then you
black.
don't know what a mama you don't know what a mama mix you don't know what a mama mixed with. Africans imported to India too, right?
Whoa, damn. So your ass just went pseudo on me too. All right, look, so
No,
look.
I'm just saying it's a fact. They
What
got seedy people. They got seedy people that went into Indian population. That's a fact, bro. That ain't
brother,
pseudo. That's a historical fact.
that's
We
the
don't
his.
know. We don't. I'm just saying we don't know. Her mom is Tamil. We don't know if her mama got a seedy ancestor or what. Like the Indian, the Arabian slave trade. We think they took them slaves to the Islamic slave trade. We think they took like the East in East
There
Africa, the
is
Swahili, that's Swahili coast. Where you think they took
there is
the slaves, the bad
there is
people?
one white man in her father's history, which was a plantation owner that birthed his
Exactly.
great grandmother. Right after that, the fact that he has a lighter hue doesn't represent anything because the rest of his ancestry is black.
I disagree with that. His daddy white and his grandpa white.
That
You
don't
go look.
go, bro. His daddy got African ancestors too.
See,
He a Caribbean white dude.
let me say this, Gullah. According to your definition, then they black. Cause you doing a one drop rule. I can't do that. You gotta be
Not
slick with
really.
it.
I'm not doing no one drop rule. Really, I'm just basing it. Oh, shit. He
If they
black
gotta
shit.
if
Society
they
to be
gotta
considered black, bro.
they gotta sprinkle. They gotta sprinkle of that.
No, it's not. Not really, bro. You can't say that. You can't say that if you don't have no results in your hand looking at the percentages, bro. You can't say what it is.
Gullah, the public consensus nigga is what they are saying.
Nah,
What
bro.
is
What they ignorant. They ignorant as hell.
and hold up real quick.
I don't listen to cognitive dissonance, bro.
Hold up. Mute your mic. Let me rebut that first point, that Indian shit. That don't dispel the whole goddamn population in India. Jabari brought that pseudo ass shit. Gully, you just went pseudo on. Jabari,
He
hold
not.
up,
Nah.
brother. This ain't that.
No.
Right.
But
Hold
what
up.
type of Indian is she? She's not even really an Indian. She Tamil, bro. Indians are Hindu people.
Hey, yo, what you do? Voodoo?
Indi mean Hindi.
Hey,
Hindu. She's not even Hindu.
I
She's
know you practice.
Tamil. She's Dravidian.
You practice African spirituality. Put the voodoo on your ass and keep your mic muted. Let me finish, then I'm gonna let you go. You just said some pseudo ass shit talking about Africans was in India. So that's what your boy said exactly last night that made me
I
look at his.
said what if, bro? That's why you don't listen, bro. I said could be, bro. We don't know.
You
Could
practice.
be possibility.
Put the voodoo on you. Put the voodoo on you. Keep your mic muted. Let me finish. You did this. You pulled the Ronoko Rashidi on my goddamn show that the Jabari pulled on Sanetta last night. Just because.
Nah, bro. That's not a Renoco Rashidi thing. And
Keep
I
your
ain't
mic.
saying what. And I
Bro, I muted your mic. Let me finish. You gonna let me finish, and then you gonna get to go. We're gonna have a regular conversation. This ain't WWE. Hold up. You pulled the goddamn Ronoko Rashidi. No, we already know that it was the goddamn that Africans went to India as slaves. that don't make up the goddamn population. If these motherfuckers is saying that they African, then they are African. Trying to argue a nuance, you turned it to Renoko Rashidi. Go ahead, Gullah. Go ahead. Take
How
off.
many how many slaves was brought to India? Do you know?
What they said, like 400,000, 200,000?
Yeah, they amalgamated into the
So
population.
how
They
big,
DNA
how
they
big,
DNA
how
they
big,
DNA disappeared.
how big was India's population at that time? I'm gonna show you how you pseudo tonight.
You said what?
How big was
It wasn't
India's
as
population?
big. It wasn't as big as it is now.
Gullah, what basically what is going on here, Gullah, is that those
I'm
little
not saying, I'm not even saying that that's a fact. I'm saying it's a possibility, bro. We gotta keep that in mind, bro. When we dealing with these types
boy
of high
said
level
that.
conversations.
That's what your boy said. That's why I was like, he turned it to Renoko Rashidi, and you just did
Oh,
it.
bro, it's a possibility. It is. It is a possibility, bro. You don't know.
It's a possibility that Kamala. It's a possibility because your argument is going that way. That Kamala Harris' mama
No, it's a possibility because it's a possibility. That's historical. That's historically what happened. It's
sound
just
like
what it is. What it is. We don't know. I'm just saying we don't know. This pseudo even say you know, bro. I'm just saying it's probably.
it's pseudo to say Indians is African. That's where your ass lost that. You went pseudo.
No, it's Africans that, bro. It's Africans that went into India and it's historically found. They even got freedom and even had and ruled their own little areas, bro. Look it up. This ain't based on fucking Runoko Rashid. I got the book by motherfucker Michael Gomez, bro. African diaspora. You know what I'm saying? They talk about all that type of shit.
All right, Gully, your ass went pseudo for even mentioning it. Because Indian
Nah,
pop
bro.
ain't got that. Did it affect India population?
Yeah, it did.
Man, cut it out, bro.
It did. Anybody that went in there affected the population, bro. It's called gene flow, bro. Look it up. Do you know what gene flow is?
Gullah, what I'm saying is it didn't
I'm
affect
saying, do
the
you know what gene flow is? You can't dismiss it. If we sitting there talking about genes.
Gullah, it didn't affect the overall the population of the gene. So cut it out. You just went pseudo on them.
I'm saying you don't know that, bro. I'm saying you don't know what her mama. You don't know how it affects her mama's history. Her mama's Tamil, southern Indian. Most of them niggas was in southern India.
So Kamala Harris black.
I'm saying we don't know what her mama got in
If
her,
we
bro.
don't look,
You
if we
can't you
don't
can't
know,
speak on
hold
it.
up.
You can't speak on it
If
until we
we don't
know.
know, we can't play with it. If we don't know, we can't act like it could be. Because
Well,
we
her
don't
mom. Well, guess what? Well,
know.
guess what? Guess
See how
what?
you,
Guess
hold
what?
up.
Well,
Hold up.
guess
See
what?
how you can't
Her mom ain't looked at as the people on top of India. Her mama. You know what
hold
Tamil
up.
people? You know how they look at Tamil people?
You know how you said you don't know? Now watch this. See out here where
Matter of fact, the Tamil people it's original black people because the Tamil people is original black people because the caste system that we use today in this country come from India.
that's cool. Now check this out. You saying you don't know. I'm not sure. But the fact that this bitch walking around here with Timberland boots on, saying that she was listening to Tupac in college, acting like she black, nigga, she acting like she know. But then we go back to other videos. No, I'm Indian. We go back to other. I went to elementary school in Canada. What I'm saying is, nigga, she playing on your mind, not our mind. So maybe you dense. Maybe you in the
Well,
wrong.
I don't even listen to her. I don't even listen to politics. I just know what she is. I don't even listen on damn politics. I don't even care. I just know what people are.
You think she black. You think she black. That's where you confused it.
That's African descent. If she in America, she's black. If she in the United States of America, she's black. She would
Gullah,
have to sit on the back of the bus. She would have to sit on the back of the bus.
so you telling me, um, Drake is Drake black to you?
Black.
You say yeah. All right, is Drake's son black to you?
Yeah.
Yeah, we playing. This subjective all right now, cause hell no, his son ain't black. Your
Yeah,
ass
he is
crazy.
black. Just like Logic black. He is black, bro. The motherfuckers just don't switch up like that. He is black. His son would have had to sit on the back of the bus too. They knew that motherfucker. The
We ain't
motherfuckers
talking,
know.
we ain't talking about no goddamn back of the bus. We talking about a eye
Bro,
test.
I know light skinned niggas from the hood that look like Drake son that straight up bang and everything.
Or,
Hazel eyes,
with
braids to
orange
the back and all that.
with orange hair.
His son got on orange hair, bro. His son hair is brown. Shit.
Man, come
Yeah,
on,
I
man.
know, but yeah, I know mixed niggas with the sandy blonde hair and shit that's straight up from the hood. That's
Nigga,
mixed.
if you want that nuance, man, go to Gullah, man. All right, so look, this let's maybe we using black and we shouldn't even be using black. Maybe that's where Gullah went wrong at. So they just got African descent. What's the word for that? What's another word for having African descent? Because calling her black Gullah, come on, Gullah.
Well, all her sorority sisters is black, so she around them motherfuckers throwing up the signs and shit.
Now look, I got that. Now look, this one I'm confused at. Cause she got you. I'm trying to see how you still check this out. She went to Howard University, right? All her, like you said, all her sorority sisters is black. Why the fuck she marry a white man? How that happen? When did the switch take off in her head?
Same way Minnie Riperton married a Jew.
Say who?
Same way Minnie Riperton married a Jew.
Minnie Riperton.
Yeah, same way Lenny Kravitz mama married a Jew. The lady from Jefferson show. Same way she married a Jew. Anybody, I mean, people ask that shit. Shit, skin color don't stop no free.
So if you seen Umar Johnson um marry a white, it come out Umar Johnson got a white baby mama, and it's all over every news headline. Um, you don't see nothing wrong with that, huh?
No, I don't even fuck with Umar Johnson.
Well, he would be a hypocrite.
Come on, man. Why we capping, man?
No,
We was
he would be a hypocrite because
talking.
he preaches no inter racial relationships and blah 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 blah. So if you preach that shit and you go and marry a white woman, then you're a hypocrite. I never preached that shit. I never heard Kamala preach that shit. So we can't hold them to the same standards. And let
Hold
me
on, hold on, hold on.
reiterate
Yes,
what.
you can. Hold on, yes, you can. Gullah just brought out that all her sisters was black.
No, wait a minute. All my brothers are black. Does that mean I automatically stand for yo? You can have an interracial relationship?
When you go to Howard University, or you think they got white people walking up and down goddamn Howard University?
Yeah, I'm gonna show you a picture of my girlfriend at the time who was in Howard. She's Erica Canagita. Her mom's white, her dad's black. She got blue eyes. Her skin's white. She got curly wavy hair. She's passed now, but she went to Howard. I was at Howard visiting her when they were stepping and crossing over. She was in a black university. She considers herself black. Her dad's black.
I don't
Her
think she.
mom's white from New York. I have I have two kids with a white with a white woman. But this white woman is local. She has she has black genetics in her DNA, but she's phenotypically white. My son, he can pass for Italian or Arab depending on where he is or how tan he get. But my son is a black man. He doesn't consider himself anything else. He looks at the daddy. He identifies with the daddy. So he's black. You can't take that away from them. Neither of them. And these are people that are phenotypically, if you would just take a glance, you would say Caucasian, white. Oh, okay.
All right, so look, let's get back to my question was, you think white people, was walking around Howard or is walking around Howard University? You told me your ex, so that's an anomaly. What I'm saying is, Uncle said, if you're gonna be acting like you down with the culture, if you're gonna be acting like you for the people, when she came to Georgia, who was the musicians when she came to Georgia?
Um, um, what's his name? Migos dude and that girl Stallion, Megan something.
Right. So you putting on this personification, you making lies about Tupac. We see got pictures of you with Montel Williams. You putting on this personification and you talking about you had I can't even think of the other crazy lie. But anyways, you putting on this show. I got the same flack for Serena Williams, Rihanna, and Janet Jackson. But you putting on this show that you down with the game. You down with us now. We accepted you for being Indian, but you with us now. We see your mama a red dot walking around here with the robe on. We accepted the Muslim antics and whatever y'all call it, Hindu. We accepted all of that. The long clothes, we accepted all of that. You come up in here, we let you pledge, you walking, you doing your thing, you Timberland booted out. Good Timberland boots and pearls. Wasn't that her running slogan? No, we you got all our grandmas and aunties and all of that. When we find out you laying up with Billy, when we find out you laying up with a goddamn white man, who is your running mate right now? By the way, do she got a black running mate, guys? Do she got a black running mate? Nah,
No.
because you want us to think she black. Her damn ain't no running mate. I gotta do more information, but I'm hearing he's LGBTQIA, but I'll talk about that later. Anyways, we getting food. Go ahead, dropped off. He gonna come back on. But that's the point. If we see Umar Johnson as much black power as he spit, we see Umar Johnson with a goddamn white woman. Talk about this Frederick Douglass Academy. Frederick Douglass had a goddamn white wife. So we gotta hold a strict standard if we want the uplifting of our people and if we want our people to be upright. We can't be playing these goddamn snow bunny games and and oh it's cool for the sister to sleep with the white man. No, this shit is double sided. This shit ain't no goddamn one sided. Now Uncle said, you know what I'm saying? It's a new one on the island. You know what I'm saying? It's a new one. You feel me? And if it wasn't the racial shit or the what we've been subjected to, you know what I'm saying? Even still to this day, a white person to call you a nigga if you look at them wrong, we still subject to this shit. So I'm not saying um every white person is evil or none of this shit. What I'm saying is we gotta build ourselves up. When I see motherfuckers falling out of line, straggling, walking bow-legged, walking on their tippy toes, we gotta slap them in the back of the head. Straighten up, straighten the fuck up, straighten the fuck up.
Well, NBA players,
Yeah, they all.
American football players.
I got a powder. What a powder is. Put some powder in my hand. For all of you niggas, all you snow bunny NBA NFL players. Yeah, they all getting the powder to the back of the head. Y'all parents taught y'all better. They all getting it, Uncle said. It's like when you get some money, when you get some money, everything start looking funny. But nah, man. That's pretty much what I was saying though. If Umar Johnson today got a white girl pregnant, man, we will be suing his ass for donations back.
Yes, but that's because of the principles that he stood on,
Back.
right?
Who giving him money? He a scammer. Who will give their money to a scammer?
Man, bro, you would be surprised, Gullah. That nigga been raising money for so long. Goddamn, you would be surprised how many people done donated.
See, but my point is, you cannot preach a certain paradigm and then do the opposite. That's being hypocritical. Now, Pamela embracing or Kamala embracing African American culture as how she identifies herself doesn't say nothing about who and what type of relationship she would engage in, right? I don't take that hard line, right? Um, and I can understand people that do, right? I can really do, but I don't have that hard line. I mean, maybe being exposed to certain environments, living in Europe in a predominantly white environment for a long time. You know, these are certain factors that contribute to me not seeing that as an issue. However, if that is a position that I took my whole life, if I'm on these platforms saying, yeah, no interracial relationship, blah, 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 and now you come to see my mixed children, you're going to be like, what the hell? Cedric's a hypocrite, right? But Kamala never took that position. She embraced and identified herself a particular way. She identified with a particular aspect of American culture, and and it's the African American one. But that doesn't mean that she's now betraying her culture, her identity by laying up with a so-called white man. Maybe that white man was producing hip hop tracks back in college. You never know. Maybe he wanted to be the next Jimmy IV. Who knows? You know what I mean?
Hey,
Maybe a connection to a hip hop label. Hey,
he
you
was.
never know.
Hey, he wasn't even just a white dude. Jews always trying to be good people. So Jews always trying to be good people. But they're saying, Jews were different.
But what I do agree with, you don't need to pander. You're a politician. You're of a certain demographic. You're of a certain caliber, right? Even if you like hip hop, you're close to 50. So you're not bringing out Megan Thee Stallion. You're gonna bring out maybe LL Cool J then, right? Or somebody from that time period. The exaggerated stuff about you walk with hot sauce in your bag. Well, she's Indian, so yeah, eh, maybe not necessarily attributing to her blackness, but her Indian side, they eat spicy food all day, every day. You know what I mean? But I catch your point. You do not need to pander. The pandering is what becomes disingenuous. Just be yourself, right? And being yourself would be enough, right? To take away that illusion. Because yes, if I'm 51 years old, I get up on the stage and I start to yo, my niggas, what's up? Everyone's gonna look at me like, what? Cedric done lost his mind. That's not how I articulate myself. That's not how I speak. So there's no need for me to start, you know what I'm saying? 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 You feel me? You feel me? That's not how I speak. So to go and do that would now be pandering. I just don't do that in how so now I'm trying to assimilate, or now I'm being phony. So I get that aspect of it. But when we try to use genetic arguments, and so all of it comes into play. It's all a possibility. It's all around, right? Um, that the word black becomes a difficult. I would consider her black. If you ask me if she is indigenous or if she's African American, I can say no, easy. You got both parents that are migrants, and that for me plays a bigger role. In terms of American politics, yeah, if you're talking about black quote unquote candidates, then these should be people that are parents are Americans, or the generational Americans, not first generation import. Like, yeah,
Hey, I
mom and
wish.
dad.
Let me say this real quick, Uncle Ted. I remember when I was in the 10th grade, um, and I was kicking it with some Hispanics. I was in the 10th grade kicking it with some Hispanics, and we was about to go to a black party. Well, it was me and my partner, and we met up with some Hispanics, and that was my friends too. I fuck with Mexicans. If you come to Texas, oh shit, mostly everywhere around the United States, Black people and Mexicans run the prison. Black people and Latinos run the prison. So 10th grade, me and my homeboy linked up with some essays. We about to go to this black party, high school. One of the essays told me, he was like, said, I ain't got no problem fucking with a black girl, but she got to be light skinned though. So fast forward, I be hearing, I got this one partner, and he my partner right now till this day. And I'm not talking about Silky D right now, but I got this one partner. He only fuck with Mexicans, like only fuck with Latino girls, like the NBA players. And Uncle said, don't get me wrong, like I said, it's it's the whole dichotomy. It's the whole dichotomy of I want to look at shit clear. I want to like don't get me wrong, ain't nobody better than nobody. We all know this. Ain't nobody the devil. It ain't no devil race. We all know this. This is totally understandable. But in
I hear
America,
what you say. It's not only in America. I have a problem with that idea. Um, uh, a dude, a black dude that will only date white women, you have a identity problem. You
a
have a
mental,
problem.
a illness, mental illness. Go ahead, Uncle
Yeah.
said.
Me, I'm a equal opportunity. So I either like you, I don't. So I have babies with Latinas, with black women, with white women. I've been around, but it is the individual, right? I check myself on that many times, right? And it is mostly a type of female mentally that is attracted to me. The way I dress, the way I talk, it's a mental thing. It is not a phenotype. If I told you I got them skinny, thick, tall, short, like it's the individual. But I do have a problem, right? Where when we go to especially tourist areas around here, where you're gonna find predominantly European people, right? White people, and you have these group of niggers. This is the one time you hear me say niggers that only engage with European women. And these are dudes that are, the bottom of the barrel. So they make us look bad as black men overall. Yeah. So I have a problem with that myself. You see the type, the brothers who feel that their self value, that their own personal value has increased because they have a snow bunny on their arm. Now, I have a problem with that. I know my value as a man. I'm well educated. I'm that dude. So when you with me, your status, regardless of who you are, your status is elevated because you are in my presence. Regardless if you're white, black, rich, poor, it doesn't matter. Your status is elevated because you're with me. I'm that nigga. So that I hear you loud and clear, and I'm brave enough to say it because I can say it. I have European baby mamas, and I have a problem with niggas that are with European women as a means of increasing their own self-esteem, their self-value. Now they feel worthy of walking in a place. These are the brothers that when he was with a sister, he never holded her hand, never had her grabbed up. But now he's with this white woman, and most of the time, not very attractive. And they're all hugged up and they're holding hands and they're kissing and slobbering, and he's honey this and honey that. Yeah, you clown niggas. That's them clown niggas. I know exactly what you're talking
So that be the like it's mental illness on so many levels. Now look, let me just say this: if you went to in America, like LeBron James' son, you went to an all white high school, all white middle school, all white elementary school. 9 times out of 10, you gonna date a white girl or fall in love with a white girl. This is just common sense. If I'm in that area, goddamn, that's like selective. What is that selective? That's like a damn bottleneck. That's a
Yep.
goddamn. You threw me in a goddamn bottleneck. So I
Yep.
understand that standpoint. I understand it. I'm speaking of, you know what I'm saying? You went to a ghetto high school. You say you from the goddamn hood. And all your baby mamas is white or Mexican. Like
Uh-huh.
it be a
Uh-huh.
it's like that. I'm saying it's that sticky. It's that sticky icky. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those.
Mhm.
It's one of
Yep.
those. And it's like I now the worst thing the wo- once I understood evolution, it helped me understand people. You know what I'm saying? It helped me understand that hey, you know what? Homo sapiens sapien, the only goddamn humans on this motherfucking planet. All other human beings died out. There's only one motherfucking human race. We all are motherfucking same. That 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 helped me understand everybody else, how to treat everybody else, and how to understand everybody else. But here in America, after what been brought upon us, after what we've been subjected to, um, it's only right that black men love our black sisters. And you know what I'm saying? Whether you gotta be a stepdaddy, you know what I'm saying? A lot if you ugly, nigga, be a stepdaddy. You know what I'm saying? These sisters need loving. It's just what it is. But that's just that's my whole angle. After what we done been through, until we get some type of reparations, until we get a $300,000 in our bank account, we don't need to be laying up with Caucasians right now and making babies with them. Now a one night stand, we can do that. But from all in justice, everything that we done been through, I feel like it ain't right. And now if we take
Okay.
and back in the days, we bring a white girl to our grandma's house, they would kick the white girl out. We go look up, ask the uncle stories. Go ask the uncle stories about them trying to bring a white girl or a Mexican home. Grandma, no, she can't come through this house. Our grandmas wasn't with that shit. They understood the struggle, and it's still a struggle to this day. If your ass get pulled over, you try to run from the laws, your ass try to reach for something, they gonna look. We ain't even got to go through that. All I'm saying is, it's too tense. It's too much pressure to be playing them games like
So
everything is.
so now let me balance out the discussion. I'm gonna talk to our sisters for a second. Sisters, um, don't be intimidated or be resentful of a brother that has elevated himself and articulates himself in a certain way to you. That when he wants to take you out, that he's not taking you to the strip club, right? Don't be put off by brothers that are respectful. You know what I mean? Right? Cause my experience coming back home, I wasn't black enough
Mm,
because I didn't walk around with my pants sagging. I didn't wear sneakers. I wear button down shirts. I don't speak ratchet. I simply don't. I'm 420, I'm tatted up, but when I put my shirt on, you're not going to see my tats, right? I do things strategically because of the environments I wanted to be in. So what you get is that you're not hood enough, you're not this enough. I was being dissed by sisters, okay? Because I didn't fit the thuggy profile. That's a reality too. So sisters, y'all got to give the hardworking, respectful, decent brothers a real opportunity. Somebody who's when he says he want to take you out, he's gonna take you to a fancy restaurant. You don't tell him, I never been no place fan. This for white people. Don't be saying that ignorant stuff either. Because this is what creates a divide. Because the white girl, you want to take me where? Oh, yeah, she's going. She's going to dress up nice. She's going to be very ladylike, be very polite, and appreciate all that shit. You'll see the brother with the hard leather shoes on, and but those ain't Jordans. The hell? I don't own a pair of Jordans. I don't own a pair of sneakers. I simply don't. I wear flip flops and I wear shoes.
Jesus sandals.
You see? And I'm a real black atheist.
Hey, you know what's crazy? Um, when Uncle said I'm gonna go and balance the conversation. I definitely didn't think he was about to say that. So to Uncle said, hats off to how you articulated yourself. Hats off for even bringing that up because that is also, like you said, that is also a reality. You know what I'm saying? We gotta be more genuine with our intentions, and also I think one of the big things is what you just what you was going off of, but we gotta cut out this stereotype or persona. We gotta cut that out. You know what I'm saying? We gotta do a better vetting process, and that's even with us men too. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
You wait till she got your baby until you saying that she wasn't shit or she a nothing ass bitch or she a hoe or she lazy. We got to do better vetting processes as men. You know what I'm saying? And and
Yep.
and to be honest, this when a sister like Janet Jackson goes off and finesse a billionaire Arab and have his baby, or a sister like Rihanna go off and finesse a goddamn dude from Dubai or another Arab, a sister like Serena Williams have a baby by a goddamn Middle Eastern Arab. All these are millionaires, Arabs that I just spoke of. When our sisters do that, or like Kamala Harris, get a white man, lay up with a white man. When our sisters do that, don't get me wrong, you getting judged deathly. But at the same time, I understand it because some sometimes people get tired of the game. Sometimes people get tired of the disingenuous. So to balance out the understanding, we got to do better vetting processes of our partners, of our potential partners, and we got to learn how to love ourselves. You know what I'm saying? That's a big thing too. I'll let both of y'all add on.
Yeah, self-respect is a thing, and it's a two-way street with relationships.
Uncle
Women,
said, this is why I say, Uncle said, this is why I say we gotta do a better job of living ourselves. I didn't heard this at least 10 times, right? If I have a baby with one of them, my baby gonna come out with good hair. It's gonna be so pretty. It's gonna have a tan, and it's gonna already have good hair. Uncle said, I heard this from both sides of the party. I heard this from both sides of the gate. If we got a beautiful baby, or we have a beautiful child. Like it's so it comes to point where that's delusional because you thinking that your mama or your daddy wasn't beautiful. You know what I'm saying?
you
That
thinking that you're not beautiful. You're
right.
thinking that you're not beautiful. You see how far it goes? Like none of those thought processes entered my brain, right? Um, Again, I have kids, black women, European woman, and no, yeah, Jasmine is black too. She's just high colored, but she's black, right? And they're just my babies. I'm not concerned with who got good hair, bad hair. Like um, in my family, my immediate family, we have different hair types. So Um, I got like regular like black folk hair, not extra nappy or anything. My brother after me, he has very, very fine curly hair, like almost like like an Arab. My two brothers. My sister my sister then has hair like me, and then my youngest sister again has that Arab type hair, right? That's generation of admixture and stuff like that. And that good hair, bad hair conversation, it it never really materialized in my household, but I know it from around me. For example, when that curly kid shit came in, like everyone was putting that curly kid shit in their hair because they wanted that curly hair. Like I never did that. Like why? Like nah. I used to watch my neighbor go through his morning routine of 6 different bottles of moisturizer and gel, and then walking around with this thing to wipe off the drips in the back of his shirt. And I was like, y'all niggas crazy. Like, but because it was never like it was never a thing in my household, but I know it. I've seen it. I recognize it. So everything you're saying is factual. It is a testament to our mental health illness, right? Like every movie we watch. Look at this. Look at this.
Them
Every horror movie you watch, who's the killer? White man, right? But you walking down the street
Who?
and
Hey,
a
hey,
white
hey. Said who died first?
black man. But no. Look at reality though. Look at reality. Who does a white lady clutch her purse for?
us.
You see how it doesn't make sense. You as a black man, you're walking down the street, watching every movie, knowing Jeffrey Dahmer is a white man, and you would see the European and go, "Hi, good evening, how you doing?" But you walking down the street, you see a brother like yourself, and you go, "Stiffen up." Why do we have these thought process?
We see our brother and say, "Fuck the ops."
Yeah, yeah, some
Our
dumb
brother
shit
the
like that.
ops.
Yeah,
What the fuck?
yeah, some dumb shit like that. Like why? Ain't no black brothers walking around doing school shootings. You're most likely random to get shot by a European. Yet walking past one, no one fails. No one triggers. But you walk past a brother, you gonna make sure your gat is right because you fuck the ops. Like we need to start loving ourselves for real. For real, for real.
Man, I was walking in Walmart. I was in Walmart yesterday, early in the morning. I like to go to Walmart early in the morning when nobody there. I went to Walmart yesterday. And it's me and this white dude on the aisle. I wasn't even thinking. I wasn't even thinking about nothing. I'm about to grab something, and then I seen him like reach for his belt. Man, my everything about my high went away. My high went all the way away. Bro, I'm talking. I'm looking at him, and I'm like, man, this nigga about to do this right here. Man, I thought this nigga about to pull. Man, it's just the thought process. And if it was a black dude, man, I wouldn't. Even, man, we know, nigga, you would be dumb. We live on different temperatures. Your ass would be dumb to do some goop. Man, I seen a white dude reaching for his goddamn waist the whole time. He had a phone on his waist, but I'm on the other side of him. I'm like,
Nigga done
this
got the
one of them.
clutching and all, thinking he finna go down.
And I'm like, man, this is one of them. This is one of them. But it's like you would never know. You know what I'm saying? You would they it's and they just had a school shooting. What was it? Last week? Last Friday?
There
Last
you go.
Thursday?
Yep.
So that's
School
so
just started.
that was on my mind. That was on my mind. But when I seen that nigga reaching for something, I'm like, man, god damn, this I was like, damn, this is my time. I ain't gonna lie, that went through my head like these crackers. Nah, man, let me take that back. But yeah, that the we it's the and we be getting mad. We be getting mad when white people be being real to us. We be getting mad when Donald Trump be saying shit like black jobs. The same humor, the same humor that we got that we could make fun of another race, they doing the same thing to us. They got their own reality, just like how everything I'm saying right now is from a black standpoint. Somebody like
Yeah.
that's not watching this, somebody that's not black watching this would probably can't grasp it. What I'm saying is y'all got y'all own truth also.
We need to bring comedy back, real comedy, and get over ourselves,
Yeah,
right?
man. That
Um,
shit, man.
um, that is some of the most therapeutic things that can exist. Like, um, um and not sensitive. I like a white comedian that goes in and tells a good black joke. I love it. Like, yeah, yeah, that shit's funny. Yeah, that shit's funny.
Gary
Like,
Owens. Gary Owens.
yeah, I love it.
Yeah, nah, yeah,
I can love it. You know what it is? It is, it is like I have white friends here, right? One of them a bartender, and we used to like to play with American tourists because he's French, right? Like there is no racism there, right? So I come to the bar and I say like, "Yo, nigga, why they got you behind the bar? You supposed to be locked up." He say, "Hey, we don't stop the niggas at the bar. Get away!" Right? And we would do that for spite and just to watch the tourists like almost choke, right? And when we start to laugh and we hug and stuff like that, they like you see the tension in the air, like and we did that as a social experiment because like we notice racial tension sometimes. And we go around like what? Like we don't that don't like that don't really go around here like that. You know what I mean? But it's I do understand the American experience. I keep saying that. And it is probably not in my lifetime, but succeeding generations are going to have to to get over this nonsense because the world doesn't work like that anymore. Like outside of America, both American and Europeans get on and white, but black and white get uncomfortable because they see interactions that they do not recognize. I see it at my resort. People are in their little spaces, segregated. And about an hour in, the pool is small. Everybody needs to go to that bar. And all of a sudden, the tensions drop. You see people starting to interact. And within a couple of hours, it's all mixed. The pool's all mixed. I see it every time. And I watch that, like, yeah, I got to come to the island some more. I hope when they go back with a different perspective, both sides. You know what I mean? Because you don't have the space to be in your own little world. You're forced to get on these small little islands. You're forced to live communically. Like everything is everything. You can't separate or segregate yourself. So those barriers come down pretty quickly. You realize people are just people, like black or white, just a human. Like, we coexist with South Africans here. Like I have a boss, the director of the hotel of the resort. He's a South African. Listen, I ain't gonna lie. Doing our racist bony body, you wouldn't be able to function in an environment like this if you were. You understand? you wouldn't be able to function as a South African on a predominantly black island if you were racist. Your whole staff, majority of your employees are black.
I see you
I
been
have
there
a
much.
relationship. I have a relationship with this man, and I'm not sensitive, but I'm open. My feelers are up, and it's been a year. Different situations, different inner interactions, and what. Dude's just a dude. I'm just a human being. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, it's individuals, people. You gotta break down these barriers, and it's hard when it's institutionalized, like in the United States. I understand that. The cops, redlining, segregation, elections coming up. You're hearing people are getting denied the right to vote. I understand it, but it is imperative as individuals we step out of it. As individuals, we see the world a bit more holistically. There is no other way. Like you said, we're just one human race.
Oh, definitely. Gully, you there? You there, Gully? So with the let me see. Let's see what I had pulled up. All right, so Uncle said, let's get to some theology and some with the mind also. Okay, so Uncle said, how you feel about the do you know anything about the Council of Nicaea?
Um, I think there were a couple of those councils. And what is so ironic about the councils is that they were necessary to establish what the theology was going to be, right? Because there was no one form of this particular doctrine that was coherent. It depended on where you was, which area, which particular sect you was, determine what doctrine you read or adhered to. There are non-canonized stories of Jesus as a child doing all these miracles and sort of the Exodus, the killing people because he got angry and stuff like that. There are a whole bunch of myths and stories that existed, and because there was no one singular story, these councils were held in which they engaged in theological discussions, etc., and they decided what was going to become later on the canonized book of the Bible, right? So with the Nicene Council, ultimately we got what is the established narrative in terms of this Christianity religion. So it was fabricated and assembled by these councils, at these councils, what
All
we
right,
now consider the Bible.
all right. So when we hear stuff like the Septuagint, Dead Sea Scrolls, the the Septuagint, Dead Sea Scrolls, and the Tanakh, like how do you could it be could it be fabricating or could it be fabrications or you think um those
Yeah, I mean, it's words on paper. At that moment, from the moment we get words on paper, we get literature. From the moment we have literature, we have ideas or narratives that were produced and came out of the mind of man. So it is all a fictitious telling. And fictitious, I mean, in terms of stories and narratives being created, whether it be to explain natural phenomena or to write tales of oppression and stories of their impending freedom. This is all part of storytelling. It is something that is unique to the human species, and it comes because of our ability to imagine.
All right, so basically, the printing press, that was the 15th century.
Yes, with the advent of the printing press, what that allowed to of mass production of a singular text. So the text itself need not be handwritten and could be mass produced, whereby creating more accuracy in that particular text that went to the printers. Prior to that, texts were handwritten uh, and transcribed. So a scribe would then have as task to write over a particular book, page for page, word for word, line for line. You can imagine then inerrancies that are happening because humans simply are flawed beings. Then you have I read a particular text, and I think it would sound better if I wrote it this way. Subsequently, someone else reads that and does the same thing, and we know the telephone game, right? So at the end of the sequence, 500 years later, there is no way to accurately determine that that what we're reading is correct and an accurate and good dictation of what the original text must have meant. We have no original text, so we cannot. We only talking about copies of copies of copies. So there is no way to determine the authenticity of what we have today.
Okay, what about historical characters? Is anybody in the Old Testament, New Testament, anybody in the Bible historical? And Gullah, you could jump in too.
Um, in the Old Testament, there might be a historical character or two when it comes to a rulership of established civilizations or places. But other than that, these are all fictitious characters.
Mm,
Moses couldn't have written and the five books of the first five books of the Old Testament. Simply, uh, Genesis was the last story written. Um, Moses Moses dies and tells the story of how he dies in his narrative. And when we look at certain aspects of what is in the narrative, it doesn't jive with the supposed time frame where Moses should have or could have lived. We have no evidence to corroborate any of the Old Testament stories. So yeah, most of them are recreations, reproductions, fictitious stories, trying to establish a narrative of a group of people.
all right. Gullah, you want to jump in on that? Gullah might be on the phone now. All right. What if, when somebody say a hunter gatherer? We were hunter gatherers. What they mean, Uncle Ted?
If we look at, there are still hunter-gatherers existing today on the continent in the Congo. These are groups of people that hunt and gather. So they do not engage in agriculture. They have no fixed settlement. They move and migrate with animals, and they eat off of what the land provides. So they have no established settlements. They don't live in cities. They do not engage in farming. They do not engage in pastoralism. They pretty much live off the land, literally. Usually they have no script, and no formal theology. They have very basic and primitive survival needs. So they hunt, they gather. Honey, meat, and water is an ideal existence for a hunter gatherer.
All right.
Stone Age technology, um, no use of stone and Bronze Age technology. Some iron smelting, not much, but yeah, very primitive existence.
How long would you say, just saying off the top of your head, how long would you say human beings been talking how we talk right now?
Uh, I do not know for sure. I can do some accurate research. That's a very good question. Maybe Gullah would have been able to answer that better, but um, our ability to communicate was at the advent of us becoming human, right? You can see in cave art and cave drawings that we were already exhibiting how you say uh, uh, thought, our thought process was evolving, right? We
Right.
was creating artwork, etc. So at that point, we already had the ability to speak. Language development, as we know, is a much more gradual process, and that's the whole linguistic study. But if I wish Color was here, he could give us more insight in that development.
Hey, Gullah, you there? I just looked it up. It says 70,000 years ago. About seventy
Yeah.
thousand years ago, not hundreds of thousands or millions, like some people claim in literature.
So at
70.
the first human migration out of Africa, pretty much we see that yeah, speech is developed.
Gullah, you there? You gotta unmute your mic, Gullah. They probably stepped away. All right, Uncle said. So about can you speak on the dark ancient hominids? Would they, not ancient hominids, but Homo sapiens sapiens? They would have started off light skin or dark skin or both. What
Um,
would
at
you
the
now?
point we were humans already. We already developed dark pigmentation. The early hominids, when they started losing their fur, their hair, which covered their where all the melanocytes were activated was in their hair. As they started to lose hair, more and more melanocytes were activated in the skin. So by the time Homo sapiens sapien came around, we already developed pretty much dark pigmentation to be able to survive in the UVB environment that we were in.
So I read a fact. I mean, I read something that Neil deGrasse Tyson said. He said that if you freeze up water, if you freeze water, it turns into a crystal.
Yeah.
You ever heard that?
Yeah, crystal
Yeah, that's a
water
crystal.
crystallized.
It's
Yeah,
crystallization.
water.
It's crystallization of H2O or water. Yeah.
Yeah, crystallization. So when you look at it on a microscope, you would actually see the water molecules crystallizing and becoming like little like pointy stalactites and stalagmites. So it
Yeah.
crystallizes.
We did this experiment in elementary school. I remember that too.
Yeah.
We dealing with rocks and solids and liquids and all
Mm-hmm.
that type of stuff, gases.
Yeah. So pure water goes from, like, if you put pure water without any minerals, if you would boil it, it would explode because it would just be consuming the heat. There's no minerals to bounce around, which creates the bubbling effect. So it would not bubble, and then it would reach 100 and vaporize, creating a explosion. Yeah.
So while we speaking on this, can y'all both speak on the dangers of saving rainwater and drinking lake water or beach water or river water? Can y'all explain the dangers of both?
Well, depending on the industrialization of your environment, the smog in the air contains a lot of heavy metal. And when it rains, it produces something called acid rain, which means that the pH of this rainwater is very low. So if you would consume it, it would give you gastrointestinal problems. However, like for us in the Caribbean, every house, most homes have a cistern. So our roofs catch rainwater and fill the cistern. Now that water is treated with chlorine to kill the bacteria, and we have different cartridge filters on your home water system. But that water is then used to drink, to bathe, to do everything, right? We have municipal water, which is a high quality water. So we have both a utility line, and most homes have a built-in system, right? Because when a hurricane hits, you need that cistern water. However, during the storm,
And knock on wood,
everyone this
yo. Knock on
every
wood.
yeah
Hey,
yeah yeah
I was saying, knock
September
on wood.
hey,
September. We got a couple of weeks to go. Let's knock on wood. Yeah
we got a storm coming this week.
I know Wednesday though. I know.
yeah yeah yeah
I ain't,
yeah
I'm
yeah
trying.
yeah.
I
We
hope it
got
pass back because I don't
we
want to miss
got
work. I need my money.
two back to back right now in the Caribbean basin that we're looking at, but it's September, so it usually picks up in September. But when during the storm, because of the pollutants in that hurricane, everyone takes off their system. Why? Because a lot of seawater is brought in with the hurricane, so you don't want that going into your system. So the system is disconnected during a hurricane.
Okay.
Yeah, water is my thing.
And what about drinking 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 stream, river, lake, or beach water? Speak on the dangers
Yeah,
of that.
folks, for all you crazy Negroes out there that are going back to nature and don't want fluoridated or chlorinated water, and you're going to drink natural water, there are things called amoebas, brain-eating amoebas
Oh
that live
yeah,
in
yeah,
streams
yeah,
and lakes. Yeah, so those things, they like to attach to your brain. So what
yeah,
you think is nature and natural and fresh is actually going to kill you. Fun
yeah,
fact:
for real,
if you
yeah,
look at
for
all
real.
those if you look at all those middle age movies where no one seems to drink water, everyone comes into a tavern. I want beer or wine. You know what that is? It's not actually beer. It's not actually wine. What they do is they take wine and they dilute it in water, or they take beer and they dilute it in water. Why do they do that? They understood that the beer and the wine didn't kill you, but drinking the water from the rivers did. So they would take river water and dilute it with alcohol, either beer or wine, and that would effectively kill the bacteria in the water.
Yeah, the
So
alcohol.
that's
Yeah.
why in those movies you only see him drinking ale. Give me a pint of wine. It's watered down. It tastes it's pretty much water, but they put the alcohol in it to kill the bacteria. They didn't actually know that, but they just knew that drinking it like that, you wouldn't die. Because drinking natural water from rivers and streams, people were getting diarrhea and dying. So, folks, no, don't drink your lake water.
Most definitely, most definitely, most definitely. We got the teachers in the building. Big
Yeah,
Gullah go.
you might as well drink toilet water.
Yep, yep.
Uh, yeah, okay. Let me see. We had a question for we'll get back to it. My next question would be this Holy Spirit. I'm gonna let Gullah. Let's let Gullah go first. Gullah, this Holy Spirit. Um, getting our grandmas jumping up and down on Sundays in the early 2000s and the 90s, catching the Holy Spirit, running around the church, jumping up and down, sweating, crying, for 2 minutes, and then it's back to normal life. Gullah, with this Holy Spirit, the origins, can we get? Is this all a delusion? Can you speak on that, Gullah? The uncle said.
Bro, that aspect in the black church of shouting, jumping up and down in a particular drum beat, they actually come from Africa, yo. And that and that feeling and that chemical reaction that she's feeling, the emotional feelings she's feeling, is the same reaction that you feel when you hear Little John singing Getting Buck in the Club.
You
when you
took
want
the
to get
words out of my mouth.
crunk, or when you hear or when you slide and you hear your favorite drill song when you're on your mission. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, the last time the Holy Spirit was in a building was at a Travis Scott concert.
Exactly. 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 Just like that's why I said that's part of that. That's why like every time you hear the Holy Ghost drum, they play that particular drum beat, that rhythm. You know what I'm saying? That come out of African ancestors generation. It just got infused and synchronized into Christianity.
Yep, and it's a human phenomenon. Song and speech happens in two different places in the brain. So there are people that can't speak but can sing.
Yeah, you know you be catching that beat wavy. That last song you dropped, that mode was hard. That video was hard, yo.
Yeah, that video was hard. Yeah, I like that one. That was banging.
I had the Holy Spirit on me, y'all.
Oh yeah, you had that Holy Spirit, you had the Holy Spirit.
Oh man.
So
So
the ability to induce trances is also a human phenomenon, right? Um, Martial artists do this all the time. I can remember distinctly that trance thing that happens when you're going to get in the ring. Trust me, um, the adrenaline kicks in. There's a fear factor, there's an excitement factor, and there's this zoning out that happens. They play a certain type of music when you're fighting. And if you look back at the tapes, you can see that you're dancing to the rhythm of the music, you're bouncing to that rhythm, but you never remember hearing the music. I can remember not hearing the crowd or the ability to hear the referee. I would watch the referee, his lips would be moving, but I couldn't hear him. But I would hear my corner clear as day, and they weren't screaming. Just left hook, right cross, watch your knee, elbow. That's all. That that is the tempo that I heard it. Everything slows down in the ring. When you see these guys moving out of the way of a punch, and you're like, how the hell does he do? That punch is coming. slowly like this. You see the punch coming, you pull your head away to just watch it pass your nose. You watch the glove go by, you watch everything. Your instincts are reversed. Where people close their eyes, you open yours. A punch is coming to your face, your natural instinct is to close your eyes. When you're in that zone, your eyes are open, you are watching the punch coming, you're moving out of the way, you are hearing yourself breathing. It is trance inducing, it's human nature. Different areas you can induce that. And depending on the environment you're in, you either go very much internal or you have a very external expression.
Oh yeah, this is like a pit crew stop, like when you NASCAR. I'm pretty sure they be in the zone when they be, what I'm saying, changing their
Yeah,
tires.
yeah,
Facts.
same thing.
Facts.
When you're in that car or on that bike, when you are on that bike going 200 miles an hour, you are in trance mode. Everything around you is in slow motion.
That's a fact. All right. We got the pseudo killers in the motherfucking building. So let's try to debunk some shit real quick. All right, the Dalai Lama. What's your opinions on Dalai Lama?
What about him?
What about it?
You
He a
think
Buddhist, a Buddhist monk.
the is the Dalai Lama, is that the one that reincarnate?
Yeah, no, nobody reincarnates. That's some bullshit.
Yeah,
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 I want y'all to
yeah.
hear that part. I
It's
want
just,
y'all
a,
to
it's just something that comes out of Hinduism, with Buddhism is a byproduct of Hinduism.
Yeah, so let's set karma straight once and for all. This notion we have of reciprocity, what goes around comes around, is not karma. You need to die, nigga. And when you come back, that is your karma. So right now, all of us are living our karma. Because for whatever transgression or whatever greatness we exhibited in a previous life is the reason we are living this life.
Yeah, your children,
It is fundamental to reincarnation, the word karma. So what we call reciprocity and continuously misuse karma, we need to stop. We need to be a little bit more accurate.
yeah, it's like really a circle, like
Yeah. We're talking
like
about reciprocity. What goes around comes around. That is not karma.
mm,
yeah,
For you to get karma, you need to die.
yeah, for real, yeah. The real karma, in reality is the children, and when you die, your body goes back to the earth. So everything you see is growing, plants, animals, and all that stuff. These are that's the real karma nature, basically.
So the life you're living today, whether it be good or bad, is determined by what you did in the previous life, motherfucker.
Now there is now there is a real thing called cause and effect. Now that's real, but
Yeah, yeah, cause and effect. Reciprocity.
cause and effect. Ain't nobody shooting up your goddamn house for no reason. That's a fact. All right, next one. I was discussing some evolution with a with a smart mouth old white guy, and he would start talking about giants and shit. Um, is there any proof? It's never no black giants, by the way. I never seen no goddamn black giants in none of these myths. So this got to be some white people shit. Is there any proof to this giant myth? Giant.
Nope.
We ain't talking about no 7 feet people. We know what I'm saying? Shaq, y'all mean. We talking about how they be portraying and fake pictures and AI images.
No, that's all fake archaeology, Photoshop pictures, ancient alien, this History Channel bullshit. Simple as. It's simple as. And once you give them the giants, they're gonna attribute it to being Nephilim, and the Nephilim are the fallen angels, and the fallen angels because they mated with human women, right? So our angel mated with a woman, and if God condemned that because He didn't want our heavenly bodies to mate with human beings, why the hell He gone and breed Mary? That two-faced son of a bitch. He just wanted all the women for himself. So Jesus is a goddamn Nephilim.
Now they'll say, so you got the Nephilim, and then you got the sons of God. See, the sons of God, they wasn't no goddamn regular people. They was 8 feet, 10 feet, 13 feet. So you got then you got man. So y'all motherfuckers 5 feet. But the sons of God, man, I didn't heard it all, man. I didn't heard it all.
And from the time you hear them talk about proof, you know they're not scientific. Because in science, we deal with evidence. Where's your evidence, nigga?
Hey, bro, the real giants is in South Sudan.
Yeah, there is some giants.
We seen their ass on TV, huh, cause they
Yo,
Olympics.
women are 7 foot plus standard. Bro, that means them dudes be 7, 8 foot tall. Damn. If your women's is 7'1", 7'2", 7'3", standard height. Damn. I think I need to go to Sudan.
Nah, a
I
lot of
need a basketball baby.
yeah, basketball.
No, the homeboy, Dinka, Bayor, that got the Kush Royalty channel.
Say it again, cuz.
I said Bayor, that got the Kush Royalty channel. He Dinka, the South Sudan dude, the young brother.
Yeah. Got South Sudan do plenty NBA this year.
Yeah, that's great. He texted me today. And check something out. No, I help with his some of his research on his channel. In addition, I'm in the
Manute
Discord.
Bull. Y'all remember Manute Bull?
Yep.
Yeah. Y'all, yeah. He's in South Sudan, yeah.
And his son in the league right now, Uncle said Bobo.
Yeah.
His son named Bobo. Check him out.
Oh, you come we got dreads?
Yeah, he I think what about like 6'11", 7 foot. And then they got a dude named Thon Maker. Thon Maker from South Sudan. He in the NBA right now. His ass like goddamn 6'11". They South Sudan, they showed their ass in Paris, man. Shout out goddamn South Sudan. All right, so my next one go be all right, gotta go and get into it. Um Alien. Alien. Uncle said brought it up. Aliens. I mean,
Um uh
not the ones that
in
cross the
terms
border. Not the
in
ones that
terms of probability or possibility, yes. I believe that the forces of nature and physics works equally all places in the universe. I have no reason to assume otherwise, and therefore life can exist elsewhere. What particular form that has or body plans that were developed wherever this life
Yeah.
may
Yeah.
be can be different and doesn't necessarily have to resemble ours, right?
Exactly.
Um, uh, however, understanding the vastness of the universe, understanding again physics, the likelihood of us ever encountering each other is 0 to very small, simply
Yeah.
because of the distances and the time that exists that it would take to traverse them. if there is life elsewhere, uh, um, subject to life's parameters, that means that even living 1,000 years wouldn't allow them to make it to us.
Oh yeah, and it wouldn't even be like you said, if the body plan would be something we wouldn't even imagine. It wouldn't be a vertebrate. Or
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? It has to do whatever was necessary on that planet to evolve and adapt to that planet. Even if some even came here, it had to learn how to breathe or learn how to sustain oxygen or breathe. Because oxygen is highly toxic. You breathe it. It's developed on this planet. You know what I'm
and
saying?
then and then to assume intelligence, that's another step, right? Because life may be like Gullah says, it's a race of slugs, a species of slugs, invertebrates, right? That just continue to reproduce in the environment, and they never develop cognition or intelligence as we see it, to be able to employ technology, right? Um,
Yeah.
so, so, yes, um, the possibility and the probability are there and likely in my own estimation. However, communication, interaction, or contact is highly unlikely.
Is metaphysics pseudoscience?
Depends on what you're talking about. In hard science, metaphysics is the quantum world, right? The quantum physics and that area, which is the subatomic world. Metaphysics, in the philosophical sense, is a more a discussion of why rather than how. And uh, it isn't pseudo, but it doesn't lead to anything concrete. Um,
Yep.
Asking a question why of
Nah,
nature
nah,
presupposes.
Uncle said, I was talking more so about the quantum world. Like people try to throw out stuff like portals, and it's like it turned into a big gray area. But I'll let you explain the hard science.
You mean there's theoretical physics, right? And theoretical physics is a fundamental part of physics. What it does is it uses mathematics and physical principles, and it is all ran on calculation. There are certain parameters when you're dealing with theoretical physics. All the components must be of established physics. So you cannot interject any form of physics that has not been established or proven, or for which we have evidence when you're engaging in theoretical or hypothetical physics. And in this realm, things like wormholes, time travel, bending space time. All these things are within the realm of discussion. Um, However, to bend space time, however theoretical it may be, you would need the energy equivalent of our sun and the ability to harness it. So now you understand what I'm saying? The impossibility of being able to bend space-time and have that precision as to fold time on itself. However, theoretically, these things are all possible. Now,
Yep.
when you're talking theoretical uh, physics, it is a beautiful world, right? It is Star Trek. It is warp speed. It is all these things. But it is Star Trek. And even if you can present me with the calculations, it's still Star Trek. So we need to be mindful of, of becoming too lost in theoretical physics and creating the illusions that these things are possible. Because possibility only lies when the technology is available. And we are light years, hundreds of generations away from even conceiving the possibility.
Gotcha. I like how you broke that down. You broke that down beautifully. All right. The Fibonacci code. Is the Fibonacci code pseudo?
Yes, yes, it is. It is what humans do. We apply patterns and we see patterns in nature, and then we attribute divinity to these patterns. However, it is only present in certain aspects of nature, in some plants, in some flowers, right? It is not hard a hard fact throughout nature.
Universal. Right.
Yeah, it's not a universal principle. It is something that we have witnessed in predominantly in spiral shapes, like flowers or shells or stuff like that. But it is not a matter of fact throughout science, like the golden ratio.
Right. So you think would it be better to say that Terrence Howard was practicing theoretical physics?
Terrence Howard was practicing Dunning Kruger, dumb shit, nigga please, nigga please. What the fuck? Are
The
you
flip out.
stupid? Uh,
Oh shit. Oh shit.
Terrence,
Soon as you hear his
Terrence,
name,
Terrence, Terrence Howard looked at the bicycle, took the wheels off, and thought he was riding.
thought he could still go. Thought he could still
Yeah.
go.
Um, if your premise, if your fundamental premise is flawed, indicating you do not understand the science or the language you need to speak, then your whole case is lost. One times one. What does that times mean? I have one time. I have a one two times. I have three apples. Each apple I have one time. How many apples do I have? It is an addition, but expressed by frequency. So one times one can never equate to two, because the frequency you have of this one thing is one. The frequency I have of a tire is two. How many tires do I have? I have two tires, because the frequency of one tire is two times. It is how you express the language. So if you cannot get that right, we ain't going nowhere.
That's a fact.
If you can't get the wheels on the bike, we ain't going for a ride, son.
We ain't going nowhere. We playing games. All right, so let me see. I got a couple more for you, Uncle Sid. All right, so
But wait a minute. But you see, what Terrence Howard did was it so beautiful of our black folk, our susceptibility to a smooth talking brother who's seemingly prepared to defend his cause. When he sits up there and it articulates himself so beautifully, he starts off by creating an emotional appeal by saying the institutions of higher learning didn't want to entertain this notion because they are stuck in their ways and do not want to evolve. And how can a black man that embraced the screen never walked in the halls of their academia be so knowledgeable of these. And what it says to the listeners is, I better listen, because this is another brother they're trying to do wrong. Let me straighten up here, because he got my attention by appealing to my emotion. You see, when you learn the tricks of the game, when you are able to understand what type of argument you're presented with, you're much better equipped to deal with the rhetoric that comes after that. So Terrence Howard, he played on our emotions, he played on our natural distrust for academia, and of course, his favorite subject is the one that is one of the most abstract ones and the fewest people engage with. Now, if that was chemistry or biology, he could not have made the leaps and bounds that he would make. But because the realm of mathematics contains also a hypothetical component, it's done by mere calculations, you can engage in that flimflammery to some extent way easier than you could with any of the hard sciences. So overall, he was flimflammery. Go ahead, baby.
Hey.
Baby.
Yeah, I'm here. My bad, Uncle Ted.
Yeah, it's all good.
All right, so I think I was gonna go to let me grab my phone. My neighbor just knocked on my door and I have to open the door. Ma'am, I am streaming. I am live. Go subscribe. All right, so the the nah, I'm not gonna go there. Let's go to the microevolution. How is it possible to understand microevolution and not understand macroevolution?
These are simple terms, and it is misusing the terms is what creates confusion. Macro evolution is life, the evolution of life in all its many forms. We're looking at fauna, flora, the whole 9 yards. We're looking at life, macro. When we look at specific elements or specific aspects, anytime you zoom in, whether it be on the protozoa, that is microevolution. Whenever you zoom in on any particular branch of life, you are now engaging in microevolution. So macroevolution again is life, and it's total evolution, the interplay between all of life. And when you look at specific branches, now we're engaging in microevolution. So to say you accept microevolution but not macroevolution is ludicrous.
It's like Uncle said, they'll be like, I understand mutation, I understand speciation, but making the leap macroevolution, I'd be like, oh,
Uh,
they playing semantics, Uncle said.
it is a both a semantic and an ignorance game. Um, every offspring resembles his parents, but just a little bit different.
Right.
Like I keep explaining people like this. You take 100 glasses of water. All of them have the same amount of water, right? and in each glass you put an increasing amount of salt. So in one glass, the first glass, you put 1 grain of salt. In the second glass, you put 2 grains of salt. In the third glass, etc., etc., until you put 100 grains of salt in the 100 glass. Now you taste each glass. When does the water get salty?
Mm.
Can't answer, right? Now imagine evolution the same way.
Right. Right.
You started out with 1 grain of sand of salt in that water 100 years ago. At which point does the water become salty? At which point did we evolve into human beings? Where's the transition point? Where do you say now we're human beings?
The minute, the minute your ass, the minute your ass think the water salty, nigga, you on the 8th glass, nigga. Yeah. So yeah, that's a great analogy. I said that's a damn great. That's a damn great analogy. All
It's,
right.
it is such a gradual process that we can only see it by looking back over great expansions of time.
Right. All right, Uncle said. So fast food. Do you eat fast food?
Sporadically,
Okay. Do you feel like
I'll have a Burger King, uh, uh, a Big Mac, or not. No, I'll have a Burger King or a Big Mac every now and then, but that's few and far between. It's not a. It's not. I eat freshly prepared cooked food every day.
good? Good. What about fishing? Y'all go fishing out there?
Yeah, yeah. We eat a lot of fish here. My snappers, groupers, a lot of Caribbean fish, and some salmon, a lot of tuna.
What's your opinion on? What's your opinion on like lobster, crawfish, and shrimp?
That shit is good. Man, we got lobster. Those, those snapping, those snaptail lobster. Ooh, man. Listen, I'm not no book from 2,000 years ago is going to dictate what is healthy to consume in 2024. We got an FDA for that. And there are people that have heavy allergic reactions to crayfish, right? So I can imagine that if a rabbi child died from eating some crayfish long time ago, that it became part of the religion that we don't eat that shit. See, I can imagine how these things came about, right? At the same time, do they have any validity in today's world? You keep saying don't eat pig, but the number one consumed animal on this planet is pork. And we 8 billion strong now. Huh? Chinese consume more pork than anything else, and they're the biggest population on the planet. What's your argument? Like, these things just don't make sense.
I like that. I like that. So just to be clear, just to clarify, Uncle said it's cool to eat the pig.
The pig's fine to eat. Um, historically, and even up to today, When ballistics, when police want to do ballistics, or when people are developing firearms, they shoot into pigs. Why? Because pigs, they have pretty much their density, skin density, etc., resembles that of a human being. Their organ sizes and proportions are pretty much equal to that of human beings. So they are very good subject in terms of testing for similarities in effect of ballistics. At the same time, a lot of the diseases that pigs are prone to can are transferable to humans. So, like uh, foot and claw disease, claw and mouth disease, hoof and mouth disease that pigs get, it can affect human beings, making us sick, right? So if they get any type of illnesses or diseases, it can the zoonotics, they jump species quite easily, and we get them. Like the avian flu affects the birds, but it doesn't do nothing to the humans, right? But when pigs get infected or diseases, they transfer pretty quickly to human. So again, any type of epidemic that broke out, and they made reference to the pigs having or caused that illness in humans, that is a good reason why you can imagine a particular culture saying we don't want anything to do with that particular animal. However, in the region, it is still one of the most used animals for consumption. Um, another myth is the parasites that pigs carry. Yes, in their natural state, all animals have a high degree of parasites, right? And if not properly treated and taken care of course, you're going to see parasites in these animals, and then the parasite can affect humans. However, the amount of deworming and these type of efforts that are done in animal husbandry today, the likelihood of contracting or ingesting a parasite from farm raised animals is zero. In terms of internal cooking temperatures, I teach food safety. The pork has one of the lower internal temperatures required to kill all parasites. So, chicken is the most dangerous food we consume in terms of naturally the natural amount of parasites or bacteria that they carry. Chicken is the most dangerous, yet chicken is something that we all consume. So, in terms of food safety, uh, pork is actually safer than chicken. Go figure.
All right, so vultures. Can you explain the importance of vultures?
Voting,
Uh,
um,
vultures, vultures, the bird.
vultures. Oh yeah, scavengers. All forms of scavengers are essential to the biodome. To the biodome. They clean up. They clean up dead animals. Carcasses can carry diseases, uh, can promote illnesses in the environment. Not all animals can consume dead carcasses, right? You have to be a scavenger to do that, and they play a crucial role in the environment by cleaning up dead carcasses. They're not sitting out there to rot, putrefying, bringing harmful bacteria to the environment, etc. So, these scavenger animals are essential to the environment. Even these bottom feeders, their role in maintaining a healthy ecosystem is crucial. So there are no useless animals in nature. each fish is a niche, whether it's as food for bigger animals, although they are pests to us, they serve their ecological niche.
Gotcha, gotcha. So, let me see. I got two more questions for you, Uncle Sid. The have you ever heard about this um what is it called? The Atlantis. You ever heard about Atlantis? This myth?
Yes, again, another Greek myth.
Yes, please
A
break it
story, a story talking about a far advanced civilization that that outgrew their arrogance and their sophistication and their technological heights, and at the end of the day they sank to the bottom of the sea. It is a one of those stories that are meant to convey a moral message. Stay humble, respect nature. uh, that was the whole idea behind Atlantis, and of course, it just like the other myths of those times found a life of its own. People want to find it. It was found in the Bermuda Triangle. It was found somewhere off Athens. No, it's in Spain. It's it's one of those myths. It's in the New World. Uh, yeah,
down.
it Atlantis comes back in many a form. The Lumerians and the Martians and the spirit gods and the Plastinian race of blonde haired gods and the Anunnaki. It comes back in all those stories. It, Atlantis seems to find its way back in all these stories.
All right, last one, man. This Sumerians. How you feel about what? Well, I'm gonna ask you this first. Was the Sumerians black?
Sumerians?
Yes. Was the Sumerians black? Ancient Sumerians.
No, no.
All right. How you feel about the Sumerians?
I don't feel nothing about the Sumerians. I hardly feel something about the damn Egyptians.
Oh man. Hey,
Yeah,
Uncle Sid.
that was a Mesopotamian culture, um, developed in isolation, their own language, isolate language. Um, um, the cuneiform, I think, started there. That is a civilization which is indicative of one of the things that the pseudo killers always teach, and which is an archaeological fact: humans human. So you are going to see similar developments and similar practices and behaviors based on what activities these humans are engaging in. One of the studies that we examined is that cultures that engage in pastoralism have similar cultural norms and moral values, right?
All right. I'm
Similar to gods.
I'm gonna go here, Uncle Sid, because I heard you on my last show. You was making fun of my brother for speaking Hebrew. So I'm gonna ask you, give me your breakdown of the modern Hebrew, who was speaking it. I mean, the ancient Hebrew, who was speaking it, and the modern Hebrew. Give me your, because I seen you was in the comment section going crazy. I think
I
yesterday.
mean, what that brother was doing, that was hilarious. Ta 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 ta, sha la 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 la, ta ta, ra sha, ta 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 ta, la la blah 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 blah, ya 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 wa shaga ra 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 shada.
Hey,
Okay.
Uncle said it was a point. It was a point in the show where somebody was. I think my boy Manasseh was like, "And what that mean?" Oh, we don't know what that means. And you said, "I do." Da 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 da. Wow. Oh man. Oh. Oh man. Uncle
Uh,
said I was
there
dying,
is
man.
no language called Hebrew, right? That's some bullshit. Number one,
Uh,
Jesus spoke Aramaic, and he was a Jew. What do the Canaanites speak? Because whatever the Canaanites speak is what Hebrew is. Because they're the same goddamn people.
Ooh, oh shit, man. That shit is wild. That shit is wild. All right, so Uncle said you saying that the ancient Hebrew is not really Hebrew, and the new Hebrew is made up.
The new Hebrew is made up. They actually said they're gonna make it up, right? And that's what I'm not even sure this if this is what these guys are reading, because I'm not sure that is what they speak in Israel, because it doesn't sound the same to me. Because what they speak in Israel,
Go ahead, Uncle said.
what what they speak in Israel is, I think that's Yiddish, and that is the reconstructed Hebrew language, right? And again, these people, as all the genetics and everything indicate, they're Canaanites. They're offshoot from Canaanites, and they became their own cult, their own people, and that's why they created a narrative trying to separate themselves from these same Canaanites, because there was no exodus from Egypt. So you were always right there, goddamn liars.
So so who would the Canaanites be historically, or what?
The
Where they from?
Palestinians, the
Oh,
Palestinians,
okay.
the Palestinians. The original Palestinians, mind you, this land was settled and resettled and by different groups. First, it was the Ottomans, I think, that inhabited, and a lot of Turks came into the region, and then Arabs came over, right? So you had all these people there, the Jews who were there. I mean, they were there. They a separate Canaanite cult, but from that area, and these people are all living in harmony, right? It is when the attempt to make this a Jewish state is when all hell broke loose in Palestine. But I think this place was called Palestine from the Roman times, but it was the same Canaanites that have been living in Palestine since the beginning. You don't care what you call the place. The people didn't go nowhere.
Oh man. All right. So just to be clear, Uncle said whatever the ancient Hebrew that they so called was speaking was the same thing that the Canaanites were speaking. 'Cause that's where they came, because they the same people. This new
Exactly.
Hebrew, go ahead.
I mean, and those Canaanites, of course, that whole area was Arabized. So of course these Palestinians are now Arabs and speak the Arab language, right? And again, to be Arab doesn't mean that you come from Arabia. It means you have adopted the Arabian culture. I can be an Arab sitting right here in the Caribbean. All it means is that I became a Muslim and I speak the language. I've adopted the culture.
Right.
That's why we have Sudanese Arabs. These are Africans born on the continent, never went to Arabia, but have adopted the Arab culture and a religion. So they speak Arab, the Arabic language, and they practice Islam, right? So these Palestinians, Canaanites, who have been Arabized, now call themselves Arab. They speak Arabic and they practice the Muslim religion. However, they are indigenous to that area, never went nowhere. They didn't come from nowhere else. They've always been there. So You understand that when 1940 something, when all this mass migration of Jews from Europe came into the region, that created the tension that we still see today. So, regardless of these people's religion, these Palestinians are the original Canaanites that lived there. The Jews that were there, they have the same genetic makeup, the same people. It's just one group split off. We're going to do our thing over here. One group split off. We're going to do our thing over here. We are now Jews. You are Canaanites.
Hey, Uncle said that was beautifully broken down. If you don't know, now you know. All right, man, about to get up out of here. Uncle said, man, appreciate you for your time. Appreciate you for the knowledge. Appreciate you for the game. And for those that's watching, this hour was free. You know what I'm saying? Free game. Uncle said one of the most articulate, one of the most knowledgeable motherfuckers on YouTube. You getting the full breakdown. I asked them all the pseudo questions that y'all wanted to hear. All the pseudo questions. We're not going into no goddamn flat earth or no goddamn Grand Canyon, Egypt, none of the bullshit. We got all your pseudo shit out the way. You know what I'm saying? And it was
Flat Earth
addressed.
is so pseudo. Flat Earth is so pseudo. I refuse.
Dude,
I just refuse to talk about it. I refuse. Vehemently opposed to having that discussion. I refuse to give you the credibility that you seek. It ain't even a discussion. Stop it. Yeah,
that's
goddamn monkey.
that's a fact. That's a fact. All right, Uncle said we out of here. We'll be back live
Yeah,
tomorrow. Hey, appreciate you, Uncle
all right,
said.
family. I appreciate the platform. I appreciate the work you do, Wavy. I'm always support you. And I thank you for allowing me on your platform. It's always a pleasure, my brother. Tomorrow's another one, folks. Yeah.
Tomorrow we might be banging on the pseudos. Hey, Gull, appreciate you for doing
Yeah.
it.